Welcome,
Yes,
sir.
Queen. Let's talk about that.
Oh, we have another gay. It's so rare we get gays around here. I
Yes,
feel
it's
like they're
me,
all
Nick
gay.
Fuentes. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me. Oh
see
my
you, girl.
god.
How you been? How was it CPAC or TPUSA?
They didn't invite me because they're just too gay. You know what I mean? Like they didn't
I saw you
understand.
there because Lady Maga, the drag queen, was talking to you. She had you on
Yeah,
her
well,
YouTube.
she was doing more than talking to me. Let me tell you that.
Well, it seemed like she was trying to, but you weren't having any of it. You were still trying to play it off.
I still have an image to maintain. I have to wait till 2028 to fully come out of the closet. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Didn't that Destiny video Oak crack that door pretty wide?
Well, I'm not gonna say that was me, but if it were me, how did it make you feel?
It were you. Not jealous, that's for sure.
Did my skills not impress you at all?
I didn't watch the video in great detail. I don't need to. I have just memory banks to draw from. What are you doing for Easter? That's kind of your thing, right?
Yes, as the Catholic, we must celebrate. I'm just kidding.
Oh, are
Well,
you Catholic? I didn't know you were Catholic.
no. Well, I'm Nick Fuentes, so of course I am.
Oh, Nick is he? I didn't even know he was Catholic.
Yeah, allegedly.
That's how little interest I have in this dude. But you both have like a common enemy.
Who's that? The Satanist?
You no, well, no, not the Satanist. I hope not the Satanist. The ones that are infiltrating everybody's smart homes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Well, what did you think of that theory? Just like the little bit I showed you. That's pretty creepy.
Well, I
Is it?
did. I feel like I got it in fragments. I didn't get the full theory. You took us to that guy that runs the energy company, and um, Mormon archaeology, like looking for Mormon bones to prove Mormonism or something. It got weird.
Well, I do my
Yeah.
best. I do my best.
Well, like you could have done a little better, but you also had to drop off, so we didn't get the full.
Yeah. Well, it's my job to edge you. That's my job. So, so,
Oh, Nick.
so, but with conspiracy theory, of course. So I don't know. I have to go. Like, it'd be easier if I could bring it up, but I'm on my phone, so it's
Oh,
kind of
you don't have
hard.
your
But
whiteboard, your murder board with you right now?
yeah, I don't have like my yarn and my like push pins and my cork board. Unfortunately, I don't have all that with me. I need a mobile one. Maybe that's like an app I can do, or like
They
mobile
probably have
conspiracy
them. I
app.
think does StreamYard have a whiteboard? I think Zoom used to.
That would be
Maybe
so
we could
awesome,
get the
actually, where we
AI to
do like
help us
the
map it out.
the AI whiteboard and we just like draw like our little conspiracy theories out. That'd be sick.
Yeah, it could totally do it. I think Notebook I think has a whiteboard.
Maybe I should
One
just
of
like
those things
create one.
has
I
got
could
to have
probably
a white.
vibe code one and then like sell it to StreamYard and say, hey, can you guys pay me like, I don't know, $10,000 for this thing or something? I don't know.
Only 10 with the prices they're charging. I would hold out for more than that.
Yeah, they're charging insane. Like their pricing is ridiculous now. I can't believe I'm paying for it. Honestly, like the only reason I pay for it is because I paid for it and I forgot, and it keeps renewing. And then when I try to go back in under the free, it doesn't let you do free anymore. So
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, I
um,
didn't know that.
I don't think
Um,
so.
my yeah, for me it's out of habit. I pay a lot of it's like almost $50 a month to come and hang out with the few people that still show up here. That's how dedicated I am. How did you
Well, I
find me
think
today, by the way? Am I showing up in your feed?
it actually you're one of the few people that I know that actually shows me when you're going live. Machine started showing me again recently here, which shocked me
Wait,
because
so
I,
he
I
even
I didn't see his come. Yeah.
TML dropped out of your feed too? You're like one of his biggest supporters. It's not even making
Yeah, a
its
long
way into
time.
your
Like, I
algorithm.
mean, like it would send me a notification, but I mean, I'm subscribed to like a lot of channels, so but usually, but like what I mean is like if I go to the live tab when he's live or you're live, it never shows me you guys, even though like I come on your channel all the time, right?
Yeah, we're being suppressed. I'm telling you, because we're not interesting enough. It moved to an
Well,
interest model. TML does like mostly just lives too.
yeah,
Oh,
and by the
look,
way, Hank's texted me and he said that StreamYard doesn't have a whiteboard, but Jitsi does. I quit paying for StreamYard.
he's still watching. I was thinking about him today. Hi, Hank.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like Hank. I want Hank to come and do. Actually, I did like an hour on that mega bloodbath, which I guess they used to be called breakfast tacos. I'm also saying this for Hank because he might find
Oh, whoa,
it was like
you're losing me again. Your brain moves fast. I missed all of that. The mega breakfast tacos, blood
you know who
tacos, bath.
do you know who mega bloodbath is?
No,
Okay, they're like, do you know who breakfast tacos is?
no, I didn't even know these were YouTubers. I thought it
Oh
was an
yeah.
event.
Well, you're not missing much. I mean, they're pretty gay. I mean, not in a bad, but not in a good way, right? Like they're like
Not in a Jeff way, more in a Nick way.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. They're atheist, and so like their whole thing is like, theism is dumb, and so I basically like tried to prove to them that they're solipsist or something, and I'm telling that to Hank because
I'm a solipsist.
you're a solipsist. Well, I think
I've
yeah.
been
Oh, well, I
I've
think
been
at
an
least you
out
can
and
admit
proud
it.
solipsist for a while.
Yeah, I think.
Epistemological solipsist. There's
Well,
different
I think
types of
that's
solipsism.
that's an honest. See, that's honest though, and the point is like most atheists are. I mean, almost virtually all atheists must assume solipsism, in my opinion. So
Real, I don't know that they must. I mean, for me, it's the only epistemological position that makes sense. We can only know what we experience while we're alive and conscious. Anything outside of that is not direct knowledge or experience. We're never going to know it. What it Mega Bloodbath is a channel? Is it
yeah,
like
and
blood
I never.
sport, like verbal combat type stuff?
Well, it's supposed to be, but it's really just as Hank said. I hope Hank. Let me know if you don't want me to say what you're saying, so I won't repeat anything else you're saying unless you want me to. But I agree with what Hank thinks about them. They're very shady in my opinion. Like I tried to just have a decent conversation with them, and they just like dragged out like a very simple premise I put forward for an hour, like interrupting every 5 seconds, and yeah.
That's mostly what those channels do. I pulled it up now. Their
Yeah,
their thumbnails look very cheesy, and Andrew Wilson is all over it so far. So I already have an idea of.
yeah. And again, like they whatever my problems with Andrew Wilson is, they make him look way more honest. I feel like because like Andrew Wilson will get deep into the weeds with you at least, or at least seemingly. These guys would like not let me get out of the mud. They had like 7 people. Like it's just hard to explain. But anyways, I was
Ooh,
on there like a
but
day or
hang
two
on, there's this
ago.
really cute guy on there though. Let's see, Dunnick Duck, smartest person
But
on the
yeah,
internet.
but Hank said that they're like a atheist cult wannabe, and like I think based on my experience there, like it's definitely very cult like for sure.
The internet is getting weird. What is what
Yeah,
is
it
an
is.
atheist cult now? Oh, that's why I stay over here in my little corner. I complain that YouTube is hiding me, but they're probably doing me a favor.
Yeah, well see the thing is, it's funny because I was thinking about this too. It's like before we met you, you had been doing this a long time already. Am I right about that?
No, in fact, well, I had a previous channel I did with some friends. It was more IDW, intellectual dark web stuff, and we had guests on. It was more interview based, but it was actually you are the first person that convinced me to go up on a panel when that night I went on TMLs. And so you were kind of my gateway into all of this. I knew you and TML from the Crucible before I even started the show, because that was one of the reasons I started the show, was after going up on TML's panel, and I had went on P.F. Jung's, and all of that kind of
Yeah, I
motivated
remember
me
that.
to
Yeah, I remember that.
get into the show after that. So
Well,
you are you were one of the catalysts that this show even happened.
I appreciate that. I mean, because I was just inspired because of really Jim Bob was my gateway, and then watching what Crucible was doing, and then seeing TML go up there, and PF Young and you, I would say all you guys really inspired me to want to even try to do it too. Because I was like, man, if these guys can, have something interesting going on, I was like, I mean, meaning like Jim Bob and Andrew Wilson. I was like, we could get more because there was a lot of people in the audience that had stuff to say, and I was just surprised that more of them wouldn't come up and say it publicly. And I was like, why isn't there more platforms where people can just come up and have a decent conversation, right? So, and
Well, and
you've consistently done that, so I appreciate that a lot, and so is TML. So
I definitely have that platform. The problem is finding the people that are capable of those decent conversations and don't want to use it for blood sports or drama or trolling. Because plenty
well,
of people want to come up on panel and have conversations, but it's not necessarily the type that that I set the space up
well,
to have.
well, I think if you do it there's like good natured trolling, there's good natured debates, there's good natured like bullying, I would even say, but you don't see much of that, right? And I think that's my biggest problem is like if you're gonna do drama and bullying and stuff like this, like
Do it
there's a
right.
productive way to do it. I feel like and you just don't
Bullying
like
done right.
like
Well,
I'll give
why
you an
don't we
example.
do start a channel that shows people how to do bullying right and trolling and drama done right?
Well, I
How to
mean,
bully with class.
I've definitely that's what I've tried to do through my work for sure. I'm just kidding,
Punch.
but
No, you do a good. Yeah, you do a good job. We were talking about punching down yesterday, and I think you punched down with a lot of class and sophistication.
oh, thank you. Yes, the worst gutter trash, the best gutter trash that you know. No, but I think that there is a value to it. I mean, like I disagree with like someone like I don't know if you've met Tom Pinoid, but I'm
Oh,
but
is it Pnoid, like Pnoid?
yeah. Have you ever talked to him before?
I think he dropped by one. He might have been here a couple of times. I remember one day specifically he dropped by. We had a really good conversation. We talked for probably an hour, maybe two.
But he has a style of bullying that I think is like productive, Like a lot of people are mad because I defend him, but I think that there's a level of bullying that like needs to occur among men, especially like
Oh, to kind
I
of like
think
keep them in line, keep them being manly.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think like and there's a good way to do that and a bad way. A lot of guys they take it to the level where it's like there's nothing good that comes out of it, right? And I think that's bad, but I think that to some degree, people need to have their ideas like, beaten with a baseball bat every once in a while.
What what kind of bullying do men need, do you think?
Oops. Okay. Hello. Okay. Sorry, I had to connect
Yeah.
my different audio. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this
Oh.
better now?
Yeah, I was asking what kind of bullying do you think men need these days?
What kind of bullying do men need? Well, right
Maybe that's
now, I think maybe.
now
Can you
your
hear me
audio
now?
is worse. It's way worse.
Okay. We're
Yeah, you're roboting bad and barely coming in. You sound like you're on Artemis.
How about now?
Yeah, that now it's good.
Okay, good. Okay. So, so what kind of bullying do men need? I mean, right now, I think men need like, well, I think they need like mentoring bullying, for example, like,
Get your shit together. Quit being a fuck up.
well, not like that. I think it's more, I think they need a gentler form of it, but,
How is that? Where's the bullying part then? Gentle bullying?
yeah. Well,
Because I'm
okay, let
ready
me
to
give you an
bully. Like
example.
I used to be a bully. I was a kind of a bully. I feel like I can do this role. I'm just trying to figure out what the exact needs are so I can deliver. But I don't know if I could do gentle. Because you mentioned baseball bats and kicking in the ass and all that, and now we switch to they need this soft velvet glove bullying, which is very on
Okay.
brand for Nick, but not necessarily for me.
Right. Well, I would say, I'm trying to think of the right term. It's like, okay, so like when you look at, have you met any younger people in the last like 5 years that are like men
Um,
that are like under 20, like under like 30 or 25? Would you, yeah.
there's a few that come to the show, show up on panel. Like Dolbez is regular here, and then at my job last year, I worked with a lot of younger people, or more younger people than I encounter in my life. And then recently, I've been doing this in person networking and activities and stuff, and I'm encountering a lot of like millennials and Gen Z people through that. But I haven't done enough of it yet to get a good sense of their world.
What's your general like first impression of like of the men that you're meeting
They're
under in
very
this like
soft.
age
They're very
bracket?
fragile. They're a little bit whipped, and I see what you mean. But part of that I put down to the culture up here because the men back home are not necessarily like that. So some of it I think is cultural too. But just I think I see what you're saying because I don't think they're used to being challenged. I think they're used to being protected from uncomfortable ideas or anything that might disrupt social cohesion or make anybody feel unpleasant in any kind of way.
Yeah, well, I think the challenge, the reason I'm being a little wishy-washy on it is like, for example, like you said, like the men back home aren't really like that, right? So like, I'll give you an example. Like, okay, you know those we always have those rednecks who like know how to build like a mason wall, or they know how to like build a house with their bare hands or something, right? So you have like these kind of
Yeah.
guys back home, right?
Steve Woodhouse.
And
Yeah.
then you have
You-
like these soft like computer nerds who like want to chop their ding dong off and like wear a dress, right? So you have like this kind of like spectrum of people, right?
One thing I notice up here though is the incentives for men. Like the way the mating dance up here is very different, and you can't be the type of kind of Chad man that the ladies respond to in the South. You have to be more soy up here and more compliant to the woman. You have to be sensitive to her feelings and let her kind of take the lead and run. It's all about tiptoeing on eggshells around the women. So the men kind of train themselves to be that kind of guy to keep the women up here because they're a very different
to
type of
get to
woman.
get to get access to the women. So that's the kind of weird part about it is like what's more masculine than trying to get access to, sexual
And by
things, I guess you'd say,
feminizing
right?
yourself to get access to
Right, but that's the
tame.
thing is like so in order to get the masculine thing, which is sexual access, you have to become this feminine person,
So maybe
kind of
that is
pseudo.
masculine. Maybe that is a form of masculinity.
Well, that is seemingly like the form of
Metro, it's like
masculinity that's being promoted, right?
metrosexual, and I don't know. I don't. Hey, Leggy, what are your thoughts on this? How do you? What do men? What kind of? Do you need bullying? What kind of bullying do you need? How can we make you a better man?
What? Uh,
Just answer the question. Do it now, son.
uh,
Don't argue
I
with me.
think I think I'm just a dandy man. I think I'm golden.
I wouldn't not have pegged you for a dandy, but
Maybe
no, we're talking about.
maybe a thicker beard. Maybe I don't know.
Or do you grow a beard? I've never seen you with a beard.
I have a beard. The fuck are you talking about?
What? What?
I just don't grow a long beard, but I keep a
Oh,
beard.
well, maybe is
I'm
it
not
light, really light colored, like
what?
the same color as your face? That's not a beard. That's barely a goatee. No wonder
No,
I
no,
didn't
no. I
see
mean,
a
I
beard.
have a beard. Like I have chin straps and shit. I just have light blonde hair.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of dark, but kind of light. So, because I'm out in the sun a lot. So,
Right.
and I'm getting older. So,
You put a little bit of lemon juice will lighten it up too. Well, Dick Fuentes here has the theory that men are not like challenged enough by other men and toughened up, and they need more
oh yeah,
bullying. That men are
nowadays,
too
yeah, I
soft on
think the
each other.
younger generations are pussies. Like 100%. Like all they care about is fucking video games, Pokemon, fucking like. You
Video
know
games
how
are
many
pretty
kids
violent.
don't like can't tell you a fucking basketball player? Like it's just
Larry Bird. or Wilt
What?
Chamberlain. Did I get him right? Michael
Yeah,
Jordan.
if this was fucking the 70s and 80s.
Oh, I'm amazed at myself that I even know that. But then again, I'm not a Gen Xer, Gen Zer.
Like,
I am a
I just feel like we live in the generation of fucking, like, pussify everybody. Like, I just, and it started a long time ago, really. And it just kind of,
Well,
because me and the wife rewatched Everybody Loves Raymond, right? Which is a fucking
I
great
never loved
show.
him in the first place. You liked
And
him?
there's an episode where, what the fuck? There's an episode where, like, in the classroom, like, they were teaching some shit, and, like, Ray was like, "Oh, this is kind of gay. Like, why are we teaching boys this?" Like it was just, I was thinking, man, this was the precursor to what's happening today, right here. Like,
Do you remember what they were teaching?
oh fuck, I will find it, and I will let you know next time I'm on stream. I'll go
Okay.
back.
well,
Because
well,
one of
well,
the criticisms I've been hearing for a while is that the educational system has slanted more toward like the female way of doing things, being very compliant and agreeable, not being very
yeah,
energetic or
you
doing things that are
can't get out of
perceived
your
as
seat.
misbehaving,
You gotta
following
ask
rules.
permission. You
Yeah.
gotta ask permission to take a piss. You know,
Well,
that's
I
what
mean, I
always
think
bothered me when I was a kid. Is like you gotta like, can I
have a hall
please go
pass.
pee in the bathroom? And they're like, "Oh, is this your 6th time today?" I'm like, yeah, I gotta piss. Like, and they're like, no, we gotta wait.
How many times did they think 6 does not seem excessive? That's like 1 per hour per class.
Well, I've always like been a very hydrated person too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
me
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I am too. I piss
I pee way
fucking like
more
a
than
million
6 times
times a
a day.
day.
When I was teaching, the kids could just grab the hall pass and go. They didn't have to ask
Yeah,
permission or call attention to themselves or take up class time.
all we had to do was just be like, "All right, we'll go into the bathroom. We'll be back." That was high
Hey,
school,
Eileen.
and then
well,
Jesus. But elementary school, junior high, you had to ask.
I was trusted because I was a good kid. But my point is that the fact that they even like scrutinized you, or the fact that they felt that they had to scrutinize you was kind of like, you know.
And
Here's
kids
again,
someone
dumb
that
now.
knows about bullying men and what men need. What's up, African?
Hey, Jeff, I like the shirt or tunic. It's good,
Oh my
man.
God, I'm getting so many
What's
compliments.
going on, plastic?
Hey, hey, how you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another one in the back that knows about
Tunics.
making men. We
Jeffy
got the
Moose,
whole
buddy.
crew here today. We're gonna have
What are
this
you
man
doing?
problem solved.
Oh,
Fuck.
yeah. Check this out.
I gotta get Jeff's number because today would have been a perfect day to fucking come smoke a doobie.
Oh, you mean Moose?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Do you know there's a storm here tonight?
Oh
A
yeah.
storm?
Storm Dave. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, it's mad.
I think I know him.
Storm.
Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, of course. I'm fine, man. I'm living in the greatest place on earth, so it's okay.
You're a man. I thought no, you're not. No, you're not, because you are on here every time complaining how awful it is over there.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm saying that it's awful everywhere. They do
No,
bring a
particularly in the
to
UK.
every part of the world, right? Come on, man. That's not.
Oh no, we lost Nick. Come back.
Oh shit! And then I lost Plastic's voice.
Oh,
He's now
because
just
Nick
a-
just left. All right,
Plastic
about
is
you?
now just a Ken doll with no voice. The Great Thor.
you
has been-
you could drop off and come back.
I will. I'll be
What do you
back.
mean?
The Great Thor has been silenced. Damn.
Have I been silent? Can you hear me,
Africa,
Jeff?
what do men need? Do you think men need bullying and toughening up from other men?
I think men need to go out and build, to be able to use their hands and understand nature, to feel like they're a part of something. You know, that would really helpful to young minds as well. To be tangible amongst what they have in nature. If we could get them out and reach them out that more, you know, let them be under the stars with fire and feel safe amongst themselves. You know what I mean? And talk and debate but have guidance, because you can never just go, hey boys, because then it'll be like, Lord of the Flies. There has to be
Yes, you need.
a
We saw
government.
what happened with the crew.
Yeah,
What was his name? Ralph. I think I'm Ralph.
Ralph. Ralph.
Lord of the Flies is a great example because how do you stop men's
Well, you
group
don't. Well,
evolving into that? 'Cause you saw what happened to the guys that tried to stop it. They all turned on him.
Well, most. Yeah, I mean, as kids, that's the breakaway. Remember, they were on ships. They were broken from
Like
something.
what's his face saw an opportunity to get power, and he kind of took control of the group and started running the other boys. And the ones that were trying to do it the more civilized way, he turned the group against them. So I agree, we need that figure that can keep it guided in a positive direction, but I don't know how you pull that off. I guess adults, you can't just put the boys out in the woods.
That's correct. That's what the ship is, isn't it? The gravity of
scouting.
where we are. The ocean is vast. The land is what we have. We build upon that land. We should build upon rock. You understand that?
Yeah.
The foundations of why we have those things, what they mean. And we should keep them sacred as well. That does come to where the family unit is and society as a whole is, given that
I
the
think the
responsibility.
family unit, it can definitely be one of those rocks.
Amen.
It's figuring out what the rocks are and support. Moose, what do you think? How do you
Come on,
do you you sound like you think men need bullying.
No, I don't think it's bullying, so to say. Like, I think people don't push themselves to their limit, and I think it's a psychological thing oftentimes.
Do you think it's changed in the generation, like that lack of grit that drives men to? Because part of it, I think it's like a mating thing. The men that can prove themselves to the women get better access.
I think it goes in a cycle.
Wait.
Do what after? Well, I sure hope Nick comes back because he was the one leading this whole conversation. Although I don't think I can add to anything African said. That was brilliant. Get men out in the woods, building.
Yeah.
Men bond through activity. I have an interview on my channel somewhere about this guy in Ireland that does men's mental health, and he takes them wood chopping. He takes them out in the woods. He gives
I was
them
saying,
chop
wood chopping
together.
is a good thing. Yeah, they got to understand that.
Now, I
Yeah,
pose a question for all three of you gentlemen. All right. Now, if you're out in public, right, and say, like, you see a nice car or whatever, right, and you see the guy come up to the car, do you strike up a conversation with him about the car, or do you just put your tail between your legs and too nervous to say anything? Because I'm one of the guys, I'd be like, hey, man, nice car. Like, what year is it? Like, and fucking get all up there and check it the fuck out.
Is that a status thing? I wouldn't even notice a nice car if I saw. I don't know cars.
Like, I'm talking about like a classic car, like not a fucking, like not something fucking like new. Like I'm talking about like an old fucking car or something like a Mopar or Chevy or Ford, something like that.
My answer is no, because I don't even know.
Well, like I was just using that as an example, but like in general,
I think I see where you're going with
conversations with people, like with strangers. I guess is my question. Like me, I'm not afraid to just strike up conversations with people.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, dude, look at me. You don't think I get that? I get crazies coming to me all the time.
Well, yeah, because you look like the Allfather. Of course they do.
I've had crazies go like, "Oh, this is Jesus." Ah!
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. That too.
Are you going to go out tomorrow in a white robe?
People in front of me, my friends saw it and were like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And done. Crazy, man.
Now, question.
Get out of there, man.
What product do you use for your beard? Because I would like to grow a long beard, but for some reason in my life, I can't really get it really much more than this length.
I see your little, I see a little bit of fuzz on your cheek.
Pinch fuzz. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So
you have
It's
you,
thin. I have a
telling
really
you,
thin fucking thing. That's because
but it looks good on. It fits
supposedly,
your face. It looks good on you.
supposedly, so the reason behind it, supposedly, is that I have, like, my grandmother supposedly was like part Cherokee. Supposedly.
Oh,
wow,
And
that
she
could,
did
that's
naturally have, like, a
weird.
dark
Hang on,
complexion and,
hang on,
like,
hang on,
jet
hang on.
black hair.
No, hang on. Wasn't it that they? I'm sorry. I need to ask this, and I don't know if this is true, but wasn't it that they pulled out the follicles all the time that they never grew back? So that's why they didn't have hair. They didn't shave. They actually tugged the follicles out constantly.
I don't know. I mean, that
Yeah,
seems like a
sure.
thing, and then
That's what I'm in.
and then you genetically over the years kind of.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
Over the time that happens. Yes.
Well, yeah,
That's
because
right.
like I brought it up with in was it the DR the dorsicians or whatever they are, or dorsicians or whatever, that they're they're a human race that they have like an enzyme deficiency, so like pretty much they don't go through puberty and like have balls or a penis until like 12 is when they start dropping shit. Like, it's weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
This is getting
look, you can
weird.
look this up.
This might be hidden Cherokee gossip.
It's in
It-
the
I'm
DR.
looking it up.
It's
It
an
is true.
isolated
They
tribe
cut
in the
their
DR.
hair.
Hang on,
I don't
Jeff.
know.
Would that be lady boys as well? Would that be the sort of lady boys you have?
Well, listen. So they're
mean-
they get female names, right, until they're come to age,
You can
right,
choose,
and then
know.
they whatever happens,
Must be
right,
good.
and then but they're raised as girls until they go through until they're, as I said, and they go through puberty and shit. And then a lot of times they are very small, very not endowed either. Like, you can look it up. I think it's Genodosins or something to that effect. It's a tribe in the DR.
Oh, not the Cherokees?
No. I wasn't talking about the Cherokees.
Oh, okay.
You clown.
Well, we moved from beards to ladyboys somehow, and I got very lost.
No, because we were talking about
saying that
mutations. Because he brought up the fact of picking out the molecules and shit. And I go, yeah. I go, it's mutation. He goes, that's right. Oh, African, can I hear you?
I do see. I
No,
just
I
did
can't hear Jeff.
I see
I'll be
that
back.
it is
Hold on.
part of their grooming ritual, the pulling out of the facial hair. But I see nothing that it made its way into some kind of genetic reason that they don't have facial hair.
Wow, is it just us all of a sudden?
No, Leggy.
It's an
has to
Apple
come back.
product.
Every time somebody drops off, his sound goes out, so he has to come back. on.
Leggy, you're clearly European though. Like, you have a lot of European in you.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
yeah. I mean, yes.
Really, do?
Yes. I mean, I've
Damn,
traced.
You can
So,
tell.
I've traced my ancestry back because in 5th grade we had to do a genealogy report, right?
Oh, damn. Really?
So, and like, we did a pretty extensive one, and my family has pretty detailed family history as far as I know. Like, we can trace it back pretty concurrent. But anyways, it goes back to ancient Celtic times, like all the way back to some like Celtic tribe. So as far as my dad's side of the family, my mother's side of the family, I believe it was Dutch and Scottish. I believe is the two.
What Celtic is it? French or British?
What?
The
Celtic?
Celt part, yeah.
It's like northern Ireland up that way.
Oh, okay, that kind of Celtic. So basically Anglo.
Yeah, supposedly. You know what I mean? If you
An
believe
Anglo
the
Cherokee
family,
mix.
as far as we can trace it back, if you believe it, because like there's two brothers that come across, and then one went to Canada, one kind of come down into West Virginia, Pennsylvania, like that jet Maryland, that
You look
bubble
more
right
like you're
there.
from West Virginia.
So like
Yeah, you have damn
that's
strong
where
features, bro.
once we come over, that's
Uh,
kind of where the bloodline split per se. Does that make sense? Because like
Mhm.
the legs in Canada, they kept an E on theirs, and we did not. We dropped the E on
So
it eventually.
they're closer to leggy than you are.
Yeah, I mean, Leggy actually once upon a time was the surname had changed because pretty much it originated. Anybody with the last name Leg was usually a long-legged individual. That's
Oh,
why they because
that's how
back in
they
the
got the
day
name.
that's
you say,
kind of how
Lady,
you
you
got
say
your
Dutch.
last name back in the day.
You say
Because
Dutch
Mr.
as well,
Leg.
didn't you? Did you say
What's that?
Dutch? Did you say Dutch? Dutch hereditary, is it no?
Yeah,
Is
on
that
my
good?
mother's side. Yeah,
I mean,
on my
yeah, so
mother's
so
side.
yeah, that's where I see a lot of Dutch in you. And
Yeah,
that Dutch I would take into would be north, like way north, into almost like the barbarian Baba, somewhere
yeah,
that side as well, with the mix. And you say it's yeah proper, bro. Because it's small ears. It's kind of strange. Because I have big ears, bro. I'm like a
yeah.
massive. I'm an
Oh, I
Well,
elephant.
what
do.
are you? You look part
Like,
elf or
like
Yeah.
gnome.
I mean, no, I'm definitely I have a Germanic in me, of course. It'd probably be a lot of Kel, like, and from the Rus, I think, from that side, and a bit of Jew. So I'm like that. I'm a
Oh,
weird fucking mix. I come in this
yeah.
way, I think, and then
You don't
from
have any like native in because you didn't grow up American. You don't have any native tribes, probably.
me,
Yeah, like Leggy and I have part Native American in us.
well, I don't know that part to be true. I just said that's family
yeah,
lore
yeah.
that my
Oh,
grandmother
the
was
Cherokee.
yeah,
Um,
supposedly. But I don't know as far as on my grandmother's, like I don't know much about my grandmother's like family
Oh,
tree
so
side.
so I told you that my sister got a hold of me, right?
yes, yes.
It
Did y'all
went
get
well.
together?
It went well. Yeah, yeah, it did. Yeah. Yeah, it went really well. That's seriously. And again, she's my half sister. Well, my mum had an affair with her father, and her father died, and my mother's dead, so she's a true orphan. Yeah, and yeah, she has again native blood within her because of that. And you can see it definitely in her age, and it's actually wonderful to see her. I couldn't believe the woman she's
How did
become.
it go?
Oh well, yeah, definitely. I think it's okay. She dropped me off at home. So she, it was fine. Yeah, where I met her at a mall, and we had a coffee. And I met her dog in the back of her car. And I said, "I'm not driving." She drove, and I got to and then she drove me back to mine. I was like, "Hey, cool." It was, again. I'm her elder brother. I was just done. We're done with this. And she told me, with herself, it's like we don't have time. Life is again. I said, yeah, precious. I think the worst thing that to me, okay, it wasn't the worst. Maybe it was a weird thing. Is when she went on about like she had this spiritual healer. I don't know how bad it went for that because I just said no, I'm still a Christian, and she went, well, you what? The way she like rebutted that in a weird way to say, oh, are you still a Mormon? And I went, no, I'm not a Mormon. I'm just a Christian. I said, no, I don't judge. It's just life. You got to move on. That's what it's about, forgiveness, and that's straight
By
up.
the way, since this is YouTube, I do want to clarify that in no shape or form do I actually claim to be native. I'm just saying that is what I've
Oh,
been.
okay. Because I
Uh,
could have sworn you
Okay,
said you were part
okay.
Cherokee.
I'm just no, no, no. I said that supposedly I am. I didn't
no,
say
no,
I.
exactly. I heard you, man. It's
I
fine.
never said
I know you are.
100%, but I'm clarifying for
Yeah, it's
people like
fine.
you, Jeff, that took it as I was saying 100% I
No one
I'm
was.
was
glad you
saying
did because
Okay?
I
In no shape or
starting to
form.
see
I'm
you as a
just saying that is
byproduct.
supposedly the lore. That somewheres on my grandmother's side, like, so my dad's mother, right? Somewheres on her side of the
yeah,
family,
but dude, it shouldn't
there
affect
was
you, bro.
a
Don't worry, man.
man that married a native woman. That's
Easy,
all.
man.
That's all I'm saying. Back
I
in
mean,
like
you probably do. Like a lot of us in America.
but once again, I don't know this to be true, but all I do know is my grandmother, even until right up until the point she got sick and had cancer and shit, she had jet black.
Well, if you ever need a race card, you have
Is it
one now.
Leggy? Is it Leggy? Is it Leggy?
Yeah.
Leggy? Is that you in that picture? Could you explain that?
All right. So I had to go back and look at the full picture. So there's like a little piece of land and some rocks that comes out right behind the chair right there.
Yeah.
Right. So what I did was I put the chair out there.
Yeah.
And I kind of
Send
just
me
walked. I picked my, if memory serves me right, I just picked my pant legs up and I kind of just walked across the fucking the little rock that was right there,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
probably like the 3-4 foot fucking space from the land over.
Check.
But it was like a little piece that stretched out, and there was a deep hole out there, and I just the way the wind was, I just couldn't get out there. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go fucking take this chair." And
fucking cool picture, man. Who took it for you? Who took that?
So my buddy Jack, who by the way, that's the guy I told you the fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah,
right?
cool.
Remember Jeff, I told you he fucking used to sit in his room and I used to think he was a wannabe hacker. And he was fucking telling me about mining Bitcoin. And like, this is like 15
I don't
years
remember
ago.
him at all.
Yo, you
I
don't
even
remember me
talking
telling
to
the
you
story?
about Bitcoin.
All right, so this was like at least 15 years ago, right? I was dating this girl and shit. And her friend's man, Jack and me become good friends. Like he was a barber. Like he took me to play poker. Like so I got to know people. Like when I first moved up there, right? And anyway, so I'd go up and go smoke a fucking hooter with him or something, and I'd be like, "What the fuck you doing?" He'd be in there in his computer. He'd be, "I'm sitting here mining for what's and he'd clear out Bitcoin." He goes, "It's like a digital currency. All these companies have like digital currency and they release like so much." And like just the way he was explaining it, I was like thinking he's like trying to be a hacker or something, right? Not knowing that this was a legit thing. Like you could fucking mine, you could legitimately mine for Bitcoin. So years pass and I've moved on with my life, moved away and shit. Kind of lost contact, but still have him on Facebook. Well, all of a sudden, fucking one day, he has a status. It goes, "It finally paid off." Everybody that thought I was foolish for mining Bitcoin, and he had it in quotations.
Amen to that. Yeah.
He goes, "I now own a house, 2 vehicles, a boat, and a snowmobile, all paid for." He goes, who was who was wasting their life? And he was referring to the girl that he was dating at the time. Like, she was fucking on him hardcore. Like, "You're a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. All you do is waste your life on this computer, blah, blah, blah." And then, yeah, so that was a little jab in there.
I've been on a chat with a guy here on YouTube. I'll make this quick, Jeff. That actually sold his Bitcoin for drugs on the what is it, Silk Road. And you know what? Just for this and this that he bought, he could have been a millionaire. He didn't even know what he was giving away. He got done.
Wow. Do you have Bitcoin?
Not me. I mined them. Like that's why I have that there.
Wait, what? You mine Bitcoin?
Well, that's why I have that there, Jeff.
What is it? Hang on. What? It looks like
it's one of the GPUs we use to make the miner.
It's like a giant cassette tape.
Yeah. I walked away from that, man.
Hey, TV.
Didn't you? I told you that. I've said that before. I'm sure if you go back.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about it. I just don't remember the leggy story about this Jack guy.
No, I don't know.
Oh, dude, I remember when he was apprenticing to be a fucking barber, too. I was his guinea pig to fucking do the straight razor. The shave. Oh, dude, that was scary. Like he
Well, you
shaved
could
a
have been
balloon.
mining
He took a
Bitcoin this whole
balloon and he
time
shaved it.
instead of
He
clams.
popped the first one, right? He popped the first one. He said he was just fucking with me. He did it on purpose, but I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he actually fucked up. But then he did another balloon, and then he shaved it, and he went around the whole balloon and shaved it, right? And I was like,
You
all
took
right, he didn't pop the balloon, and he got the shaving cream off of it. We'll go with it.
What are
And
you
he,
talking about?
motherfucker, he didn't nick me at all. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
Well, there wasn't a lot to nick.
Am I confused or what?
We're back to shaving. We're back to Leggy's
look,
beard.
if I just let it grow,
okay,
it's just
leggy. What you got to do, okay, is you got to instill a little testosterone there.
well. Listen, sir.
You know what it is? You got to go out and there's an axe and some wood. Chopping that.
What do you mean?
Eat some watermelon as
fucking
well.
wood. I have heat.
Surprisingly,
Wood
eat a
heat
lot of
for a
watermelon.
fucking living, sir.
No, omegas would be good. You know Bob Martin.
Fuck, all I do is physical work. If that fucking makes testosterone, I'm fucking energized with it, buddy.
Well, look, there's never going to be a time that you can't get a beard implant. So let's go with that.
No, I just gotta really. It's just very thin, and it's
Shave.
not thin,
Shave
but very
Shave.
light
Shave.
and
Shave
like
and
kind of
shave.
thin
Shave.
hair. Like I don't have thick hair.
Oh, all right.
Does that make sense? Like I can grow a long beard, but like it just doesn't look good.
Yeah, I was about
When I
to
do
say,
it.
I don't even know if you'd look good with a beard.
Oh,
think
I'd look
What
alright.
you have now is perfect for you. The little goatee.
I mean, it looks alright when it's dark. Like I've darkened it up on Halloween and shit. But
Yeah, no, I think it's
but
working
I hate
for
that fucking look. I hate when dudes fucking like NBA players or rappers and shit, like they get that fake fucking beard shit or hair shit. Like you know what I mean? Like it just looks, it's just too flat and too fucking crisp and like you could tell the shit's been fucking like it's dope as fuck when it's not darkened up probably, like it looks good. But like then they put that shit on it to get them fucking nice crisp clean lines. Cause I've done it in the past, so like, which I looked funny as fuck, dude. I had a Dominican barber and he did it to all the colored guys, right?
Anyway,
I asked him one day, I go, can you do that to me? He goes, we'll try it. And, dude, I looked funny as fuck.
Hey, Jeff. So
What's
the deal here with the American engagement with Epic Fury? When's this gonna wind down?
Operation Epic Fury.
When's it
I
gonna
don't
wind?
know. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I think that they're.
Did
not
Pam
letting us
Bondi
know.
go? Why did Pam Bondi go?
I don't know, and I can't figure out because he was very nice about. Usually, when he fires someone, he trashes
Really,
them. And
he's awesome. Why did she go?
calls them out and says why he fired him. And
Well, why did she go? Did
he
she
had
walk?
nothing but good things to say about her. So I don't know.
But
I'm
did
not
he
sure
remove
why
her,
he fired her.
Dude, did he remove her or did she go? Which one is it? Do you know?
What?
Or did Pam Bondi walk or did he remove her?
He fired her.
He did fire
At
her.
least the headlines I saw was he fired. Trump fires.
He fired her. What the hell did you
Pam
do?
Bondi.
Was that the intelligence director?
No,
That was
it's
the
a
attorney
spokesperson.
general.
Oh, the AG.
Yeah, Pam Bondi, yeah. Oh wow. Pam Bondi was
It says due to frustrations over her handling of key priorities and investigations. That's all it says.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever.
okay. Is that because of the Jeff thing? Because she was part of that as well. What you said.
The what?
The Epstein stuff. Because she was
It might have been that, but didn't he have somebody before her?
I don't know. I mean, look how fast things have
Last
gone.
term,
with
maybe.
Epic
I don't
Fury.
know.
Honestly, I don't keep up with this layer of
Right.
politics much at all.
Right.
So I would
And
have to Google.
the British guy gets more of your politics than you do.
Yeah,
of yours.
you probably do. I have no interest in Epstein files or Pam Bondi.
I'm not asking about that. I mean, look, how the hell this is going to work? Because is it 2 planes that have gone down in Iran? Is that right?
Yeah, but did you see all the stuff we did to them? And they
I
only
know.
got
Yeah, I know. You shouldn't say it that both ways. most of these things should have gone down. I mean, I give you that. That's what's going to make it very interesting.
And
I
they
mean,
found they got one of the
unfortunately, when
pilots
you
back, and they said
engage
the
in
other one
war,
I
there's
know
gonna
it
be
happens. Yes,
casualties,
sir, it does. They
unfortunately.
understand the risks. Yes, sir. They are great soldiers,
I
great
mean,
men
and
that
that
do that
is,
stuff. I mean, oh my God. Imagine you had that sort of fucking vehicle that you fucking got to go around doing that with.
and to be honest, a lot of times they just fucking they don't fucking really know. They don't really know per se where they're going. They just got some fucking coordinates, and they
You know,
get a fucking
it
good
doesn't matter
briefing,
if they
and
need to.
if there's
Yes,
any
sir.
I don't
threats, they
know.
tell
So
them what
far,
the
it looks
threats
like they're
are.
bombing all the right
But
sites.
there's a
They're
strategic
getting
layout for
intelligence
all
from
that.
somewhere
Of
because they
course.
know where to bomb.
I mean,
Well,
yes,
obviously, I mean, we have spy planes. What I'm trying to say is,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the troops themselves, like the pilots 100% are probably the only ones that know everything, every detail as far as what they're flying
I
into.
mean,
As far,
yes.
and then your leaders, squad leaders,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But
Cap,
as far as just the everyday
come
grunt,
on.
right? The everyday fucking ground and pound fucking
No, I
soldier,
understand that.
they just kind of know an
Look,
over brief of what the mission is. They
okay,
don't know every single
okay,
detail of it.
so okay, I'm just jumping ahead here, but with the engagement that's happened and what they're doing, this is what I'm scared of, is that they've said the Iranian regime has said to the rest of Europe as well as the world, we will negotiate with you for the Strait of Hormuz, not with America. And that creates a bigger fundamental problem for America, no matter how you look at it.
You know,
It's now being subjected to their
What's
like
the
here
problem?
we go,
Because I
what
saw
you
where
do.
Trump said something like, "We have our own oil. We're not going to worry about the Strait of
No,
Hormuz.
no,
If the rest of the world wants the oil from there, they
no.
can
But
figure out
you
how to
don't
get it
want to
on their
become,
own."
oh, so America's going to become isolationist now, yeah, withdraw.
When it comes to oil. Like
I
he said,
mean,
he's not going to over invest in the Strait of
but it's
Hormuz. That
but
if the
it's
rest of the world wants to benefit from it, they can make the effort. Again, this is just words out of Trump's
oh, yeah,
mouth. So
okay,
just
yeah.
take it for what they usually end up being.
Yeah, we don't
But
know
I'm just
yet.
saying, I
Negotiate.
saw something in the news the other day of him saying that. That's all I'm saying. So if there are negotiating with Europe, that's kind of in line with what he was already
No,
saying.
I mean, it doesn't mean it's real because I mean, America
Right.
could instantly put sanctions on anything. America could go, okay, do it.
What you said it had you worried though? What is the worry part?
For me?
Yeah, you said.
Oh, so it pushes more into the engagement of World War because it isolates other powers instead of working together. We become an enemy again. It fractures things.
yeah, I agree with that.
It's true,
I think
isn't it?
we're
True,
already
it's
kind of
true.
there.
We've
I
already
agree
Europe
with that.
already
I
doesn't
mean,
like
trained with NATO and fucking Russia, and then there's China, and this is all culminating again, fracture. You know, it becomes
I mean,
more.
if you look back at every 100 years, right? At some point in them 100 years, so we're
I know.
talking like the night. So let's go back to the 1900s, the 1800s, the 1700s, right? The 1600s, 1500s, right? In each one of them centuries, right? There's been big, vast wars that have shifted climates, like political climates, countries, borders, all that. Eventually, at some point, history that repeats itself, and at some point, before it goes 2100, right? There will be a fucking climate change in it. Will we see it? Who knows? But there's a good chance that, maybe our kids, but definitely our grandkids will see it, the change that compared to what we know today. Because you just saying.
There's no way to predict that though. We're so far in the
Exactly.
future, but at that point, I don't even know
But Jeff, I don't think we're
make
that
a
far.
conversation about.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a valid point though to look at though. I mean, at some point throughout history, great powers collapse and they restructure.
Okay.
I mean, look at Europe. Look
Look,
at how
look,
many
hang
times
on.
Europe has been
Hey,
conquered, divided, reconquered, redivided. What?
Leggy, we're in this already. This Maya, okay. There's clearly a game plan here with the powers that be, right? It's got to be. It has to be. is what is it and what is going to happen amongst us because of it. Because it's either like we're free fucking agents and we can do everything manually now, right? When did it start? I say 9/11 was when people realized, oh my God, I can take a plane and fly it into a tower and make it a problem for the rest of the world, right?
Yeah.
Or is it like again like the trade routes that we're fucking negating and fucking up right now? Because one empire is going, I want this to destroy this, and you don't want that because we know what you're doing with that. It's not about nuclear; it's about bombs, and that's why the
I'm so
engagement.
confused. I don't. I'm
So
lost.
they-
I
in the
mean, it's a really.
hang on,
I
so they-
feel like the
hang on, hang on.
climate. I mean, you
guess
got a
so,
very
yeah,
valid
and-
point, African. You really do. And I can't really
Yeah, but that
take
is-
away from it. I mean, it is about that, but it's greed ultimately. Is what it's boiling down to. People wanting more and more and more, and you know, and they're willing to
what's the
see
greed?
how far you
Where's
can
the greed?
bend.
I need to anchor myself in this conversation. I'm very lost right now. I'm in a fog. What are we talking about? I've heard bombs. I heard greed.
Well, we're talking about
I
like
heard 9/11.
because
Okay,
I'm talking about
hang on.
changes, right? Like political and climate changes, border changes, like and how it's changed, right? It's what we were talking about. And then African pointed out about how what he pointed out about bombs, wanting more bombs, trying to get more power through weapons,
But what
bombs.
is that tied to concretely that's happening right now? Is he talking about Iran
Because
or what?
because
This is all abstract.
because the fact that America is engaged in a war, or they've done it with epic fury, that has skyrocketed most of the world's oil, and everything has gone. Doof. People are poorer overnight, and
Yeah.
that is creating a
I
lot
mean,
of problems.
look at whose pockets.
That's you talking about the Strait of Hormuz. That's Iran doing that.
Yeah, because of America, not because of.
Yeah, but they're the ones responsible for the Strait of Hormuz, and whether it's open or closed. We're not.
Yeah,
We're trying.
They have the world to ransom, correct?
I think you need to blame the people that are closing the strait, not the person, not that they're doing it in reaction to. Because that makes us look like the bad guy. Like, oh, the world doesn't have its oil because we attacked Iran.
Well, I mean,
not because Iran
it is an
themselves chose
indirect
to deprive the
consequence
world
to
of
what
the
we
oil.
were trying to do. Like 100%. Like Iran's doing it in retaliation to us bombing over there. I mean, that's what it is. They're closing it because we're bombing them. So, and they know that, hey, this is a clutch.
Yeah, but that makes
that
Iran look like
eventually,
the innocent victim that is
And
doing
then
it's like
well, they know one or
they're
two
and they're
things, right?
not. They're a bad actor. They are the ones that are fucking up your oil by closing the strait. And the reason we attacked them in the first
Hang
place
on.
is because all the bad
Jeff.
shit they did before that. So
Jeff,
it makes
calm down.
your
Which
framing
I'm
of
not
it makes
saying.
Iran look to be way more
Jeff,
innocent
I'm not
than it
saying
actually
that.
is. And I would
I'm
like to
not
see more of the
arguing.
blame placed on Iran itself,
Hold
not only
on,
for
hold
that
on,
action,
hold on.
Hang on.
but
Hold
all
up,
the
Jeff. Stay
actions
on the
leading
talking
up
point,
to
Jeff.
why we
Jeff, you gotta
attacked them
stay
in
on
the
the
first
talking
place.
point. You're going
I
on
don't
a
want Iran let
tangent.
off the hook like it seems like the two of you are
No,
trying to do.
no, no.
That's
You're
where I'm
going on a
reacting.
tangent about stuff. All right, hold on. You're going on a tangent. You've now constructed this idea about the conversation that isn't true about what we're trying to say. Like, it's not the narrative that you just said. Like, we're not.
Okay. Well, orient me because the conversation is very
Hang on,
abstract.
hang on, hang on.
Okay.
No,
So
hang
what
on,
we're
hang on,
trying
hang
to
on. I
say
want
is
to say my
Iran
piece
has
and I'll
closed the
go.
border.
Hang on, I
Has
want to
closed
say
the
my piece
strait,
and I'll
right?
go, guys.
Like, we're
Hang
not. That's
on,
an.
hang on, Leggy.
And now we got two people talking at once.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on, Leggy. Let me have my word. It's isolating America. Hence, it's making what Europe is going, oh, this, because Europe is weak and infiltrated anyway, correctively, no matter how you see America, because I see America as like, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Is that right? The home of the
Europe has been isolating themselves from us for a while now. Europe does not like us, and even before Epic Fury started, Europe was not
Okay,
like us.
so listen to that point.
Yeah.
They've isolated themselves from us, right? Right? Just listen to this, right? They've isolated themselves from us. Your words that you just said. Now, what we're trying to say is Iran has closed the strait, right? In retaliation for the U.S. bombing them, right? In hopes that it will put a stranglehold on their relationship with the rest of Europe and the world who rely on that oil. So one of two
Exactly.
things will happen.
America.
Either they're going to join them and bomb the shit out of Iran, right? Which is what the U.S. wants, or Iran's hoping that they're going to force America to cease bombing them, and then we will open up the oil to you. Like that's the game plan here, ultimately. And it's not because we're not arguing if it was justified them bombing Iran. That's not what me and Plastic was arguing. I'm not
Plastic
arguing,
was saying something
talking
about
about.
everybody's more poor and because of what the U.S. decided to do, and I'm
I
like, no,
get-
everybody's more poor
but-
because
but-
of what Iran
Jeff,
decided.
Jeff.
to do.
No, Jeff, it's because again, like you said, retaliation off. It's not that it makes again America isolated even more, and that's
Exactly.
that plays into
I'm
their.
not worried about America being isolated because we're the most powerful country in the world.
I don't want
So
America.
It doesn't really matter if
the
we're
world.
isolated.
Oh no, because America shouldn't be isolated from the world. Because again, what you guys have.
But there are other countries pulling away from us. That is not us isolating from them.
Okay, you're not
You
getting
are
what
putting the
Jeff,
locus
Jeff.
of control in the wrong direction, and
See,
that is what I'm.
you're not understanding. You're listening, but you're not understanding to what we are talking about. Like,
Yes, I have admitted that many times because this conversation
we're not
is very hard
saying
to
that
follow. It's
the
not linear.
U.S. We're not saying that we are isolating ourselves. People are leaving you, which isolates you, right? When people start withdrawing away from you, backing off their support from you due to your actions, right?
I don't care about that because we're still the most powerful country when they're still going to need us anyway. So I don't care if they pull back from us because ultimately
but Jeff,
we have
that's
the upper
not
hand.
true though. That's
It
not
is
true.
currently.
Hang on. Jeff, hang on. Jeff, remember, Africa is huge. Plastic African here. Okay? America, for a long time, and you know this, where's its gain in Africa? It wasn't saying, I'll give you this, you give me that back, right? It never did that. And Russia and China are doing that. They're going in there to the Africans going, oh, look what the Americans have done. Oh, you guys are bastards. And what? And that's the engagement that I'm worried about because America generally always has been actually a really good force in the world, right? And you're right, the most of the world because this bull crap with Iran. I mean, I heard, you know what really sucked? And I'm going to say to this, that Iran's fucking government said to America, oh yeah, you've only been around 250 years, but we've been around 6,000 years. And I'm like, hang on, you're fucking invaders to Persia. Don't you fucking say that was fucking true, let alone the fact that America is still like part of Europe, which is fucking thousands of years old.
Part of Europe.
It's true.
We're not even the same continent, much less the same country.
But it's the brotherhood and the ideas and the whole thing that culminates into it.
Yeah,
Right?
again, that's all the abstract stuff in your head that doesn't really have any concrete meaning.
Well, it does. Your blood and our blood. I'm definitely saying that. You're still fucking part of me. I'm still part of you, bro.
It doesn't mean anything in practice, though. Europe is pulling away from us. We're doing our own thing. Like blood is not having any effect on us. It's an abstract concept. Let me point out. Hang on. I'm taking the mic for a second. Let me point out there are plenty of streams of you on here saying how great you think of America is and how much the UK sucks and how miserable you are sitting over there in the UK and how much you would love to come to America. And now all of a sudden, America's the bad guy that's isolating themselves.
Okay.
Jeff,
you've done a complete 180 on all the stuff you've said when you're usually on here.
No, Jeff, you are correct, and I'm going to stand with that truth. We've been engaged in that. You've always said, "Oh, you should stop seeking that," and be fucking nihilistic, and I haven't. I've actually accepted that, and that's why I've seen in what we've had with our, governments across Europe as well is again a breakdown because of communism, I guess.
That's not our fault. Like the breakdowns in Europe is not the US's fault. We're not responsible for what Europe decides to do with their countries.
So 10% of your growth of babies in the last 5 years or something have been anchor babies, right?
Have been what?
anchor babies. Anchor babies. You know what an anchor baby is.
I,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
yeah.
have
I know
no
what you mean. And yes,
Yeah.
that
So,
is
so
the
10%
statistic
of
that's
your
given.
growth
Yes,
of,
something similar to that. Yes,
10%
you are correct.
is already there. Yeah, you guys are already just seeing it. We're already there.
Look. I
You're
don't
in
think.
trouble. We're Europe, the foundation of the West. You guys as well. That's why I love America. I'm never going to stop loving America. I told you that.
So Jeff, so I
I
got a
am. I
question.
have
So
to
you
save us.
don't.
You have to come back and save us. You have to. You've done it 3 times, twice. You have to come and save us again. America has to do it. They have
How
to
many
lift
times
us.
have you heard the saying, "For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction"? How many times have you ever heard that saying in your life?
982 times.
Okay, so you know that when something happens, there's retaliation. It's all we were arguing, or debating, or talking about, discussing, just for the record. For the record, there was no actual debate of what side. Nobody was taking a side per se. We were just talking about the repercussions for
It
actions,
definitely sounded to me
regardless
like
if
the
people feel they're
emphasis was
justified or
more
not for
on the
whatever
U.S.
reason.
being the actor and Iran being the reactor.
Well, it doesn't matter. If you're in a war, there's always consequences for shit. There's always
And it's
reasons
not
why
like
they
we
do it.
just like spun a wheel and randomly picked Iran and said,
I
"Hey, let's
understand
just
that.
go to
I
No,
war
feel
with
like
this
this is
country for
something
no,
that
no
we
reason
didn't
Jeff,
whatsoever,
expect.
just to
Jeff,
have a war."
Jeff.
I
Hey,
feel like Trump thought
listen,
it was going to be
no,
a walk in the park, and he's finding
no,
out
Jeff, I
that it
agree with
wasn't.
what's happened. I understand why America needed to do this thing. Like beyond it, they don't understand. If we let it go, I reckon Israel would have nuked the area by now. It would go so far to do that, to go, fuck you, you can't get it. Bang, 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 everyone dies. America has to make this mark. That there is a plan that comes into it that they will go in and take all the nuclear, rods that they have been producing. You know that. You know how many billions and trillions America is planning to do this right now? To stop that nation or anyone else taking hold of a bad bomb.
I think that's a good idea. I
Yes, I
support
know.
that.
It is a bloody good idea. That's why America's doing it. And there is no other way the world is going to accept it without America going, no, this won't happen. Because now they've created that. They will go in and try to dig that out and create a rod. They're there. They know what they've done.
Okay, well, the
Yeah.
whole conversation started when Africans said the rest of the world is getting poor because of America and what we decided to do.
Because it is.
But it is. I mean, we
Yeah,
are getting
Because of
poorer
Iran
because of the
and what
oil
they're doing
prices
Yeah.
in
going
response.
up, which
There's
is
no
a
other way
result
about it. Yeah.
of
And
panic
Trump
on Wall
invited
Street.
other countries like, hey, other countries
No,
come and help you
I
reopen the
understand
strait,
it.
and
I
nobody stepped up. So that
I
you have
know.
even less cause to whine about it now.
No.
Because
Your own
nobody
countries did
supports
not
the
even
U.S.
want to come and help open the strait.
Jeff, I know this, Jeff. And do you know what? It's going to be all right. I reckon America will always be on the right side of history, like no matter what. This is why it has to happen. It
Look,
really
I
is.
just feel like to the answer of
Man,
nobody
you're right.
responding to the help is because even though maybe some of the politicians want it, they know the people of their respected countries may not agree or want it. So instead of putting their country into maybe a war that's not necessary for them to be in, you know what I mean? Uh, I just feel like it's more of a political decision not to lose the trust of their country or whatever.
Well, that's
Is what
fine,
I
but then
feel.
don't complain about what America and the rest of us are doing. If you don't want to be involved, then don't be involved and quit complaining about it.
But there's
But
still
don't.
cause and
Jeff,
effect
I'm not
though, Jeff.
complaining about it, man. I'm
Yeah,
actually.
but they have the power to have an effect on whatever that cause is, and they're choosing not to. So at that
Okay,
point,
so
it's
let's
like the
put it
people
this
that
way.
don't vote. Don't complain
So
about the election and the results of an election if you didn't even vote in the first
so
place.
so listen. Well, I did vote,
You're trying
but
to hit me up
so
there.
listen though. If that's the case though, this is the issue I have, right? If the Iran has that strait closed, right? And we here in the U.S. we have this oil, right? Why wouldn't Trump help release or whatever, however that fucking process works? Why wouldn't we start producing more oil here if we supposedly have it? like they say, right? And claim here that we don't need it, we'll do our own, right? Which is
You
what
don't
a
believe? You
claim was
don't think
just
that's
made.
true?
Huh?
You don't think that's true?
Well, if it's true, I feel like they should do something to help us American people save some money. Because do you realize I drive, because the area I live, I got to drive, 20, 30 miles fucking one way to go somewhere. It's like fucking to go do
I'll
any
be right
fucking
back. I'm
real
gonna go pee.
anything, right? So gas isn't fucking cheap, especially when you got to run kids here and there. So when gas has gone up over $1 something, like $1.20, I think now it's gone up, maybe even more than that. Yeah, because it's 4.15, and it was 2.78 before this. Before this war started, it was 2.78, and now it's 4.15. So what the fuck is that? Like $1.55 or something like that. Just rough math. It's probably not right, but something like that. Like, that's a fucking big difference in price, Jeff. For a fucking, just a normal fucking American fucking family. It doesn't matter if you have savings, if you're paycheck to paycheck, unless you were quote unquote wealthy, it fucking hurts the fucking average American fucking family because it's an extra cost. Like, I put $50 in today and I got a half a tank. It used to fucking give me almost a whole tank. Like that's the price difference. Like, so now I'm almost doubling. Well, what is it? I'm going a quarter more, so right, a third more, whatever. It's costing me a third more to fucking to do the same amount of fucking fuel than it was before. That's a fucking big cost in a vehicle. So like
Okay, well,
it is true that there's cause and effect to everything. So cause and effect to everything, regardless if you support it or not. Like that shouldn't be a factor in this discussion if you support it and think it was the right thing to do or not. The fact is that by it happening, that this is the result of said thing. It's just a cause and effect. It's a flow chart, you know? All right, so this happened, so you got to go to here. But if this didn't happen, you'd go here. Like, it's one of them type deals. You got to follow the fucking colors, path to path, connect the dots. Like, it's just the way it is. And unfortunately, it might hurt some people's feelings to try to look at it this way, or warp people's fucking minds, and they can't wrap it the fuck around it. But it is just the way it is. Like, it has caused the price of gas to go up, which in return causes the price of goods in stores to go because they got to ship the shit across the country. They got to boat shit. Like, it just happens. And then when you got an active war going on, you got extra pay going to soldiers because they're in a hazard situation. You got fucking fuel that has to go, that's dedicated to that cause, that isn't going to the American people. Like, it's all kinds of fucking shit, cause and effects that happen, Jeff, due to it. Once again, it's whether or not you agree with it or disagree with what's happening. That's irrelevant in the whole cause and effect fucking chart of events and what's happening. And like, 100%. Like, it has nothing to do if you support Trump, don't support Trump, if you support Iran, fucking hate Iran. It has nothing to fucking do with any of that, other than the fact that we happened. This is taking longer than anybody thought. Iran's responded this way.
it's barely
Nobody
gotten
wants to
started.
back up
The
the
actual
U.S.,
war hasn't
and
even
nobody
started
wants to
yet.
get involved. Because I don't think anybody, either the mass people
It sounds
of these
like
countries,
you're just upset because the prices are going up, but that happens during a war. I hate to tell you. So
that's what I'm
I think
saying,
the
Jeff.
reasons that we went to war outweigh
Exactly what I'm
the
saying.
economic fallout from it. So
Exactly.
I'm willing to take the economic hit because I think we're going to war for the right reason.
So you have extra money, you have disposable income. That's what
No,
you're
I don't
saying.
have extra money,
So
but
you
that
don't live
doesn't.
on a budget.
I don't need extra money to support a war on principle. I'm not going to be bought and
Okay,
sold that way.
but
If I think it's the right thing to do, that's independent from how much money I have in the bank.
okay, but still though, it's still the cause and effect of it though, Jeff. Regardless, it has nothing to do if you think it's good or if you
Right, and
support it or not.
the people in charge made the decision, and now you're living with the effect. That's what happens in
Exactly.
a country. So I guess this is just greed.
Exactly. which is the
venting
cause and
about it.
effect, which is what we were saying and have been saying and I've been saying. It's a cause and effect of it, ultimately.
But I don't
And us
understand
as
what your
American
larger point
people,
is. Yes,
as
wars
the
have effect, and the global economy is all interconnected. So it doesn't matter how much oil we have here, because whatever happens with the Strait of Hormuz is going to trickle down to everybody all across the planet anyway. That's why, to me, it behooves all
which
these
is what
other countries
African
to
was
get
saying,
involved and help
which
us
is
stop it
exactly what
instead of just
African was
whining
saying.
about the prices.
See, you hear about people whining instead of people saying the
Because
reality of it.
your whole
It's,
the
but
last
it's
10
the
minutes, all
reality
you
of it.
said
It's
was
the
talking
cause and the
about the
effect of it.
prices. That's what I'm talking about.
So
I hear
the
people
average,
whining about the
but
prices because that's what I
no,
listen to.
unless you have disposable income and you fucking have all this money just coming in, the average fucking family lives on a budget. It doesn't matter which way you shake and bake it. The average family, most of them live on a fucking budget. They budget shit out. So when shit goes up,
So we
right,
should never go to
they're
war
searching
because
for
people
other.
are poor.
Look, Jeff, when people are searching for that money, right, they got to get it from other places, you know what I mean? So then crime starts to spike. Fucking just there's all kinds of shit that fucking happens. People fucking start stressing out. People start fighting. Like it's just the cause and effect and the reality of the world, Jeff. And like sometimes I feel like as much as I like you and like you are like some of the best conversations, sometimes I feel like you live in this little fucking bubble and you don't see a bigger
I
you
was
see a
about to
bigger
say the same
picture,
about
but
you.
in a
Because it sounds like you live in a bubble where
narrow.
countries never go to war.
But when it's not, all right. So
Wait, what you guys talking about?
9/11 happened,
Hang
right?
on,
We
hang on,
we
hang on,
supported it.
We're still
We
living on the same.
supported it because there was
hang
an
on.
action against the U.S. that prompted it, right? That was the thing, right? That
Mhm.
action at 9/11, right, prompted the American people to come together, right? That was the action. They hit us. The reaction was we come together, we bonded. We, as the American people, were in support of going to get them terrorist bastards that had hit our towers and killed all them fucking people. And the result of it, right? You know what I mean? Like that's the difference between like that and this, right? So back then we
Hendrik, I think it's
understood what we
called.
were doing. I think a lot of Americans now, right,
Mm,
don't really
Hendrik.
understand 100% why we're there, and we have a hard time
Mm,
justifying it of why we are there.
mm.
Like,
If you
do you know
understood why
that's a
we were
difference
there,
between this war and the last war when we were there. Like
if
there's a very big difference between that,
just
and I
because
think a
you
lot
don't
of people will
understand
agree
it
with that.
doesn't mean there's not reasons for being there. If you were suddenly to understand those reasons, would your feelings about it change? Would you be like, okay, I can take a
No,
hit at the
it
pump.
still
Now
sucks
I
that the prices
understand
go
why
up
we're
no
there.
matter what,
But we,
though.
but we can't think like that. We are reactionary creatures, right?
You don't have to be. You can be a
No, no, no,
civilized
no.
adult too that
You are
doesn't
special
react and
in this,
uses your
Jeff. No,
intellect
no,
and
Jeff.
curiosity to
Jeff,
try to
you are the
understand
exception,
events.
Jeff. But you're the exception, Jeff. You've got to understand that. You've got to take it
My
from
point is,
the.
anybody can do what I'm doing. I'm not some
No,
freak of
Jeff.
nature.
No, they
Anybody
don't.
can
No,
take their time to not
no.
react and try to
Right.
understand
No, you
what's going
cannot
on.
do that, Jeff. You've gone through too
That's
much.
not this bizarre
Or, you weren't
aberration
even
in
going
nature.
through what you know.
So if the true issue is that you're not sure we're there, you're not sure why we're there, then the solution to me is to try to understand why we're there, to read, do research, talk to people, and try to get that understanding. Because without it, you are just going to react however you're reacting.
But it's not a reaction though. It's the reality, regardless
You
of
just
whatever.
said that a lot of
It's still
people
there
don't
was still
understand why
no.
we're there.
You're missing the bigger picture of what I'm saying when I say we don't
I
understand why
think you're
we're
missing the
there.
bigger
There was
picture because you
no
just said you
what
don't understand
action
why
was
we're there.
taken
That is the
against
bigger
what
picture.
actual action was taken against the U.S. that would garner support like it did back then. That you could spin to truly 100% make every American like it was there. It was very, very rare to find an American back then that didn't support what we were doing. And if you don't believe that, then you haven't been fucking living in the real world. I can tell you that. Because back then, everybody, it don't matter where you lived in the country, what color your skin was, you fucking supported that flag and you supported the boys over there. And the reason we were there. Like,
I do
I
that now.
really couldn't find. I mean, maybe later on, as it dragged on, the later years, maybe some feelings had changed. I can't, but I'm talking about initially, it was fucking, it was like, all right, and we got over it. Because that's how the reality of it. It was a new world we were living in. Because of the things that had happened to us in America, right? Because you think about it. They bombed us, we went to war, right? The trade towers, right? Oh, the planes hit, not bomb. Planes, towers, right? Come in, right? We went to war, yes. But we also had changes everywhere else with security, the way protocols were done coming in and out of checkpoints, airports, transit, uh, just all that. On the plane, there was no more having access as a kid up to the cockpit to get your little wings. Like that all changed because of the actions of what happened then, which was all justified as a need, right? You could justify it because of the action done against us on 9/11. That you see my point? Like there was an actual action done on U.S. soil against us.
So
Not
that's what
not
you're
necessarily.
waiting for Iran to do is take an
No, I'm
actual
not
action U.S.
waiting for
soil?
that. I'm not waiting because I hope that doesn't happen. Like 100%, that would be a horrible fucking thing. And then if they have the balls to come over here, 100% fucking,
But it
once
sounds like
again, you
that's the
retaliate back
conditions that
again.
you would accept a war on. Is something that obvious like a direct attack. And
My,
any reason but
But see,
outside
you've
of
spun it
that
to that
is
point
not
though.
enough of a reason
Like,
to go to war, even
but
if it's to
my
prevent that.
Jeff, my calling on this would be that the problem is that Israel would nuke the area already if it wasn't for the intervention of what America is doing. That's what I really truly think, and it might give way to why it's so dangerous what's happened because they know that they've made uranium 253 and 76, 78% rods. So we have to go in as in take him away from them. Yeah. Or we have to like drop something that means nobody will ever be able to get them again, right?
I
Because
think Leggy's saying that's not enough of a reason for the
well,
American
no, it
people.
is a reason. That's what's
It's
happened
not as
because
concrete and visceral as a direct attack.
well, it's too late now. It's happened,
well,
and
I understand
it
that it's
is
happened, plastic. But once
what.
again, it happened, and then there's all these causes and effects because it happened. Like,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
but
arguing that, and I'm not arguing support or not, whether or not you believe it. I'm just saying for the average American, right? And when I say average, that doesn't necessarily mean me, right? I'm not arguing support either way. I'm just arguing the consequences of what happens
yeah,
when
it's
it
made them
happens
poorer, right?
and
It's
how
made us
most
poorer.
people
It's made us
feel about
poorer.
it, right?
Yeah, it's
And
made
what
us
I'm
poorer.
trying to get at, the majority of
Yeah, it's
people
made
in the
the world
US
poorer. It's made the
can't
world poorer.
justify it
Yeah,
because there's no actions
yeah.
against us.
That's
Isolating
why
Does
I
that make
America.
said,
sense?
that's why I asked, what is it going to take? Do they have to actually attack us? And then the American people will say, oh, okay, now I understand. We should go to
Well,
war with
No,
Iran.
no.
once again, though, that's going to be true. That we're going to be like, yes, we need to
Yeah,
retaliate,
maybe. Yeah.
right? Or the way the world is now and as pussyfoot as these Democrats are, right? And a lot of these fucking off the fucking script fucking anti-MAGA fucking people, right? And anti-Republican people and all that shit, right? Like, it will just, they'll just go, well, it wouldn't have happened if you, like, you know what I mean? That's going to be their argument. You see, but doesn't mean they're not going to be like, all right, we should retaliate, but that's going to be their response to why it happened, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be like, oh, why did they do this to us? It's going to be, oh, they
There's
did this to us
750 dead
because we were
already.
there. Like it's
There
still
is.
different no matter which way you shake it and bake it. Hey, buddy. No matter which way you fucking flip it, you turn it, you shake it, you do this, you dance it, do the hoo-ha, the cha-cha-cha, however you want to, serve it up. There, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be the same fucking outcome. Like, because we were there. Like, it's still not because they were here first. And that's the thing the most American people have a fucking issue with. Like, even the rest of the world was with
hang on,
us
hang on.
when we got bombed.
Hey, give me a sec, yeah. So when
Yes, sir.
when America actually had to do the whole thing with Nagasaki and Hiroshima, right? Well, there was a countdown to what was going on, right? To say stop, or this will happen to the end, and America did it, and America wasn't scared of doing it. That's the true brave nation. But America didn't stop the rest of the world going, "You're not allowed what I have." In that, right? Because at any one time, no other nation had that capability, but America didn't stop those nations getting it, right? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. I mean, but the U.S. and Israel has always had a weird fucking relationship anyways. I mean,
But
we helped them.
Israel wasn't created in that time. That's a whole different ball game that came in because of the Versailles. Because America, again, has broken away from that. Hence why it's always like it's not Catholic. Catholics are later. It's Protestant breakaway,
But
especially yeah. No, but that's the nation of it. If it was the East India to the Hudson Bay, America has always been the promised land. Let's go. And again, here we are, 250 years, as these guys are saying, in your history, in your infancy. Oh, no, it's not. You still are the arrowhead of the Western Foundation that needs to happen. And I believe now that if it wasn't for the engagement that America has done, Israel would have started nuking, and then it would have been a problem. It's like either a waiting game or it's a true like sort of who's playing chess here. Because we're in trouble,
I mean, it's as I'm saying, it's a hard, for most people, it's just a hard pill to swallow to fucking be over there fucking, and because we don't know why. Like, that's the average American over here. Like, we hear what you're saying, and like people like me and shit was like, all right, well, that is pretty grimy. Like, all right, we should do something about it if nobody else is going to do it. Like, I get that point. But when the plan backfired, that means that somebody fucked up and didn't have a good plan in the first place. You know what I mean? Somebody didn't have all their fucking I's crossed, the I's dotted and fucking T's crossed. You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking just somewhere's out in left fucking field. Didn't do something. They dropped the fucking ball, as they would say. They didn't grab that brass ring. They dropped it. Like, somebody fucked up, and the war's longer than what they expected. So now it's fucking being dragged out. Like, so it's just, it's a fuck up, and it's costing fucking people money, and people aren't fucking happy about it. And that's the reality of it. Once again, it's a cause and effect because we went over there and bombed, and and it's dragged out. Like, it's turned into a full out war. So, I mean, what do you say to somebody to try to justify it here when they don't really? Because like a lot of people was like, well, that shit don't affect me here in the U.S. anyways. No matter, even if they are doing it, it's not affecting us. But some would argue, well, yeah, it is. So it is what it is.
Why do you think we're over there?
I don't fucking know. I don't really care. We're there. So
you don't have.
We're there.
So all of this rant from this morning, and you're not even curious why we're even over there. So it sounds to me like you don't want us over there
because
no
I'm
matter
just
what.
whatever. I support our boys no matter what. Look, I was in the service. And I get it. When you're told to go do it, you go fucking do it. It has nothing to fucking do with it. It's still, I mean, if you gotta be honest, I'm one of them people under the fact, like, really, I don't really give a fuck what's going on over there. because it don't, like, that shit there, like, with what they do in their life don't fucking affect me. But same sense, if somebody's got to fucking do it, and fucking if our boys got to be do it, well, you got to support the fucking troops. Like, you can't hate on the fucking troops in the military. Like, doesn't mean you support them. Even in the service, you don't always support the decisions of fucking command. It is what it is, but you got to do it because it's your fucking duty, your oath. You know? It doesn't mean that every fucking pilot that went over there and flew a mission agreed with what the fuck they were about to do. Like, but it was their fucking job, and they were gonna and that's what they were told they needed to do. So it is what it is. But once
Yeah,
again, cost and
we all
effective
soldiers numbered
it's
in rank.
dragging on, and prices are
Go on,
fucking
brother, man.
skyrocket, which is making people poorer. Which was Plastic's original argument. People are getting poorer as a result of it because they got to find this extra money to pay for the things that they had already adjusted for with inflation, right? And things had kind of started to mellow out a little bit before this. Like, price had subsided a little bit. There was prices in the store had dropped just a tad bit. You were starting to get 3 for whatever deals again, instead of fucking buy 2, get $1 off your third one, or whatever fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, there was shit happening. Prices were stabilizing, it seemed like. And now, with it, prices have gone up. And a lot, once again, people that budget, people that fucking, just the average fucking families, a lot of them, that's a big fucking pill to swallow. Like,
it sounds like you're very passionate about that part of it, but then you don't even care why we're over there. So it's like no matter what the reason is, all you're gonna be mad about are the prices, no matter what. So your main grievance is just that gas has gotten more expensive and prices have gone up.
I guess in this case, right? I'm just under this. It's one of them fucking things that you just got to look at, Jeff, and just be like, ultimately, had we not gone there, right? This is what you just have to ask yourself and think about, right? Even if you don't even believe it, you still have to ask yourself this question. Had we not gone over there, us as American people, would it had affected our life in any shape or form?
Do you believe
9/11 affected everybody. Everything changed, so it affected everybody due to that action, right? So, with that being said,
what?
What the fuck my question was? Now I lost whatever I just said before that, and then I made the comparison. Fuck no, I don't fucking know. I've been talking fucking and arguing this point so much that I feel like it's around fucking robin.
I'm still not even sure what the point is, other than that prices have gone up.
The point is that there's cause and effect, and people are getting poorer.
So do you believe Iran would have attacked our military like they threatened to do or not? Like, if we went to war to protect the military? Or would you have rather waited to find out? Because Iran said if Israel attacked them, then they're going to go after our military and our bases in the Middle East.
Well, okay, so that was
and we decided not to take the chance and wait around to find out.
Okay, so when I say I don't know why the fuck we're there,
to keep prices down, it might have cost us
Jeff.
casualties
That's what I'm trying to say. Nothing
in the Middle East.
Like, nothing happened. It's a what if, right?
Because we preemptively struck
there was no actual credible fucking...
The intelligence that we had was that something was going to happen if Israel acted to our people.
But there was a threat. There was no intel of a credible fucking threat.
Yes,
though.
There was intel that was going to be the consequences if Israel made a move on Iran.
So
that our people were going to be a casualty of that.
So you prepare, right? So that would be. So okay. Let's run this scenario, right?
So you either believe Iran, you believe that yes,
right?
that would have happened, or Iran was lying and they were just bluffing and nothing would have really happened.
That, right? So
somebody
says,
if you don't take the chance and find out what if Iran was telling the truth and that our troops really were endangered, then would it be worth the price?
So let's just say if that's the case, if someone come to your house and be like, got mad, you got in the argument, and be like, fuck, man, somebody should bomb your fucking house or something like that, right? Not, hopefully nobody does. I'm just hypothetically, YouTube, hypothetically. I just want to clear that up because I don't want to get fucking jet. But like, if somebody did that, like, would you be justified to go invade them first to make sure it didn't happen? Like, because they said that as a threat, like, and like they meant it at that fucking time or something like that. Like,
I mean, it sounds like you're willing to take the chance to keep your prices down.
but do you prepare for worst case, or do you retaliate? Do you retro police? That's the question. Like, it's pretty retro, whatever it is, retroactively fucking policing. Like, you're policing about future events of what could happen.
Yeah, how else are you supposed to do national defense?
Well, I mean, national defense, usually it's like chess, right?
You're supposed
It's a
to anticipate
it's a
future threats
strategic
and
move,
prepare
right?
for them
You're
happening.
trying to keep people at bay.
It sounds like your whole philosophy is stay out of everybody's way until they actually punch you in the face, and then you can do something. Instead of trying to anticipate and predict the punches ahead of time and head them off so that they don't land in the
Prepare
first place.
shit. Like, you prepare shit. Like, you prepare, you readiness, you keep an eye on, you surveil them. If they start making the move, that's when you do it. At that moment, when there's action taken. Not like the drug boats that's getting bombed. I agree with that 100%. That shit shouldn't be coming in that country. And that's an active crime you can see happening. You know what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Boom, blow them the fuck up. I justify that. Support it. Venezuela fucking went in, got that fucking president who took the election
Well, he didn't. Why?
illegally.
He didn't attack us. Why were we preemptively going into
Hold on.
Venezuela first?
Because it wasn't preemptive. He was a criminal.
Well,
was
so
an
is Iran. They're the world's
unelected
largest
fucking
sponsor of
dictator,
terrorism
and the
for
people of
decades.
Venezuela come to them.
If you're going to use Venezuela as an analogy, it's even more justified with Iran than it was for
Why?
Maduro.
Because Maduro was a fucking
So you can't
criminal
say
already,
he had
though.
this
He
history
was
of
already
criminality,
a
and based on
criminal at
that
that
history,
time, though, Jeff.
that justifies us getting it,
100%.
but not Iran.
Right? At that point,
Iran had
and they
even
come to
more
us
of
to
a
appeal
history
for
than he
help.
did.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, there was
I
somebody
think
within
I
that
think
country
you're
that was
right
like,
in
all right,
that
we
it's
need help.
ultimately about the prices. You're in favor of
But
anything
it
that
wasn't a
doesn't make
war,
the
though,
prices
either,
go
though,
up,
Jeff.
even
That's
if
the
it puts our
difference.
troops at
It
risk.
wasn't a war. It was an arrest. It was an armed. It was no different than them going to arrest a fucking armed murderer with the SWAT team. Nothing. No different at all. Like, that was simple. In and out. Like, that wasn't
Well,
a war,
I'm
though.
just glad you are not in
So,
charge
like,
of the
it's a
Pentagon
big fucking
and the
difference,
military.
though, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, a big, big difference. Doesn't mean I don't support the boys over there. As a fellow veteran, I support them 100% and always will. Because I don't want nothing bad to happen to them, and they're just doing their fucking job in the end. But, with that being said, doesn't mean that you have to understand shit, and it's one of them fucked up realities that
Love you, Jeff.
cause
Be
and
safe.
effect.
Much love.
Oh, take care.
Yeah, Jeff. I mean, love you too, Nick. And actually, can't believe you don't age. And what's the picture behind you? I mean, that's your secret, isn't it? That's a great picture. I like it.
Oh, me? Me?
Yeah, it's cool. It's
Oh, yeah, that's what you.
it's a stag.
I got it at the thrift store.
It's a stag. It's a stag. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Love
Yeah,
brigade.
yeah, it works well with the tunic. And you be safe. You be safe, guys.
You too, African. There were risks in waiting for Iran to act that we were not willing to take. And I'm sorry it made your gas prices go up. But I think the troops are
But
better
see,
off.
you
for
still
that
get it
decision.
off as a.
And we as
You
a
see, you
country are
always
better off
relate
for
to
that
something
decision.
as somebody's feelings instead of the reality of it. Like, I'm not just
So
saying
you want
like,
Iran to
like this.
attack the
Like, it
bases
is the
first, and
reality,
then we
Jeff. Though
respond.
there's a difference, though. It's the reality of it. Reality, not feeling. Like, I don't feel like the gas price went up. $1 something. I know for a fact the price went up that much. I know
Right.
for a fact that money has
But
to
in the
come out of
process, we
extra funds.
protected American troops. In the process, we attacked that we may not have been able to protect to keep your prices lower.
Okay, but
Because if we
once
waited
again,
for
it
Iran to
wasn't.
act,
It
there would
wasn't.
have been casualties. And then if that was the
Okay.
reason, the justification for us to attack was wait for Iran to actually do something,
They,
there would have been casualties, and we were not willing to risk those casualties.
but they didn't anticipate them striking back, though. That's the point.
Yes,
There was
they
no.
did.
They
That was
somebody
what the
followed the
intelligence
fucking
was saying.
ball on
Yeah.
this one. 100%. Somebody followed the fucking ball. Like there's
Where?
no. What do you
Where?
mean where? Like somebody
Well, you
did
just
because
made
it
a
was
claim
supposed to.
somebody dropped
What
the
do you
ball.
mean?
So
They
where did they
even
drop it?
Jeff.
How do you
They even
have
said it was
superior
supposed to
insight
be
into what
quicker
they were
than
looking
this.
at than they
That
do?
it wasn't supposed to take this long. Like that even come out of the fucking White House. It wasn't supposed to take this long. It has taken longer than they anticipated. That means somebody fucked up. Somebody didn't fucking see
The war
every
has
fucking
barely
thing
even
through.
started. Look at everything that's been accomplished in this short of a time. This is a really short time for a war.
Okay, a really short time, and shit has gone up faster now than it did in 9/11. That's the point. Shit didn't.
It sounds
like-
to me like you're mad about the gas prices more than anything else. Like your priority
Jeff,
is the
you're not-
economy and not the troops.
Jeff,
My priority is
you're not
the troops
listening to
because
the
the
fucking
troops
argument,
represent
Jeff.
American
Jeff, you're not
security in
listening to the
general.
motherfucking argument, dude. Like the argument is cause and effect of it. And the fact no matter how you try to justify whatever the fuck you're trying to spew out, like you can't take away from the fucking fact that the
Wait,
gas
hang
price
on
has
there,
gone
sir.
up
How
almost
come
$2
I'm
fucking
spewing
dollars.
out and you're not? How come your thing is not spewing too? Don't frame me as spewing
Because
and
it's
you make
true
an
though.
intelligent
Like
argument.
you're trying to act like
you need to
I'm in
take
my
me as in
feelings
good
about it,
faith
but it's
as
the
you're pretending to
reality
act
of it,
too, or
Jeff.
this is not going to be a conversation.
Like Jeff,
Because if you think I'm
100%, the
spewing, there's
reality
no
is
reason
price.
to talk. Everything I'm telling you is in good faith.
Okay, I'm not saying what you think isn't. What I'm trying to say is you're not seeing the bigger fucking picture about the cause and
I've
effect
given
of it.
you 300,000 chances to explain it to me. If I'm not seeing it, it's
What do
because
you
you're not
mean I've
communicating
explained
it.
cause and effect? Do you not, like you asked me with the
The
scientific.
biggest picture I've
Do you
gotten from
not
you so
understand
far
what
is
cause
that
and
the
effect
gas
is?
prices
Like,
have
did
gone
you
up.
not learn cause and effect in school? Like, do you
See, you're
not
being
down in the
condescending
bayou?
now.
Did
That's
you
what I'm
not
talking
learn it?
about.
Like, I'm confused. Like you asked me about the scientific question there. Do you not understand like what cause and effect is? Like that's the whole
Leggy,
point.
I'm not going to keep trying to talk to you if you're going to be condescending like that.
Well, holy hell, man! I'm like sitting here. I've explained what cause and effect is, and my point of it 1,000 fucking times. Like the cause is, we went over there. It's taken longer. It's turned into a full-fledged war that was never the plan in the first place. It wasn't a quick action like it was supposed to be. It's turned into a full-fledged fucking war that is costing the American people that. Majority of the American people, I would say, do not agree with what's going on with it, right? Because
it's not a full-fledged war.
the
You
cause
consider
and
this a
effect.
full-fledged war. We're basically kicking Iran's ass. It's a very asymmetrical war, if anything.
But the whole point is, if we were doing something about it, why wouldn't we open the Strait up? Like, if we can do all this other shit, why wouldn't we just go in there, bomb them the fuck out of the Strait, and then take fucking over control?
That
of it,
is one
right?
of the options they looked at. They've decided
But
not
one
to
of the
do that
options
right
they
now.
looked
He
at.
had that on the
One of
table
the
at some
options they
point. He
looked
invited
at.
other countries to help. It's not
But why,
just
though?
one or two options. They're looking at multiple options, so that could be one of them.
So in the
You're not in
meantime,
charge. They're making
where
the
they're
decision.
sitting there
If you-
twiddling their thumbs, Jeff, you think it's okay for them to sit there and twiddle their thumbs?
You seriously think they're just sitting there not doing anything? That they're not having strategic meetings
Jeff,
every day and planning
they're
what to do next? That sounds so silly to me that you think that.
Jeff, I mean, if they went in there because they thought they were going to bomb us, right? We just went in there because they thought they were going to bomb our military
You
complexes
don't
because of
believe
a
that. You think
threat,
we were
right?
mistaken thinking that Iran would have attacked us. Iran would have just said, "Oh no, that's
Look,
fine. Go ahead, bomb us.
look.
We're not going to do anything back."
I mean, they're a terrorist fucking thing. It prompted, I mean, and anything, of course they'd fucking attack. I mean, it's just the reality of the fucking world's climate.
So
I
you
mean,
do believe that part. You do believe Iran was a credible threat.
it could have fucking happened. What I'm trying to say is
Okay.
there was a threat that they said that if they didn't, if Israel did it. So it was two hypotheticals. If Israel did something,
Which
right?
Israel was planning to do.
If Israel did something, we were going to retaliate to you, right? So you're telling me the U.S. went to Israel and Israel's like, okay, yeah, we want to bomb them and they said this about you, so you should do it too, right? Well, it's like, no, motherfuckers, you don't do it and nothing will fucking happen. Like really, it's even Israel's fault more so than it is the fucking U.S. because Israel's the one that caught on them to fucking to doing it.
Israel's not the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world either. I don't know why you don't see Iran for the threat that it has been for decades.
I didn't say see, that's the big difference, though. I never said I never saw them as a threat. What I'm saying is the people, right? You can't. It's hard to justify a threat going to all-out war for a threat, not an action.
No, that's
like,
what you do with threats. You neutralize when you have the opportunity to neutralize threats. You take it. That's the strategically smart
they had the
thing
opportunity
to do.
in Pearl Harbor, they didn't do it. They had the opportunity in 9/11, they didn't fucking do it. That is fucking common fucking knowledge in the history books. So like, because it was a hypothetical. They didn't fucking take it serious, right? Well, at least Pearl Harbor they didn't. 9/11, that was a fucking fumble.
You would have made a different decision if you were in charge, but you're not in charge. And the decision they made is perfectly justifiable based on the intelligence they had. It may not be, you may not agree with it, but it's not a crazy decision to have made.
You're turning this into justifying the war argument versus a cause and effect argument or debate or whatever the fuck you want to talk. What do you mean the difference? Because we weren't talking about supporting the war. We were talking about what happens.
Right. Your prices went up, and that's what you're mad about. So you wish the war would not have happened. So the prices can stay where they are. That's the only big picture I've gotten out of this.
No.
Is you're mad because things cost a little bit more.
A little bit more, Jeff. Like things are a third more.
Not where I'm at. I don't know why they're a third more where you live. They're definitely not a third more where I am.
You buy probably.
If your whole grievance is the prices, why are we even talking about the war or anything? You don't care about any of that. All you care is gas was at this price and now it's at this price. That's it. That's your whole
that's a cause and
argument.
effect, though, because gas, right? What do you put in trucks? What do you put in ships? What do you put in trains? You put fuel, petrol.
Yes,
right?
All the prices have gone up. That is your grievance. Things have got happened after COVID. Prices went up. It happened after the Operation Epic Fury. Prices went up. So if you're mad that prices have gone up, that is the argument. You've made your statement. There's nothing else to talk about. You wish prices were back to where they used to be. They're not. That's the reality. If you don't care about anything else about it, then there's no reason to.
It's the reality. It's the cause.
You don't like the prices have gone up. I get it. But it doesn't seem like you care about anything beyond just that.
Jeff. Cause and effect. It's the cause and effect of what has happened. How do you not see that? It's cause and effect. If we didn't do it, it wouldn't have gone up. That's the argument, right? Because the U.S. did it, now, okay, hold on. Your argument. All right, so let's justify it for the U.S., right? They threatened the U.S. What about these other European countries that wasn't threatened, but they got a stranglehold like African and shit, like him in Africa and shit. They didn't fucking, there wasn't threats made against them. But they're paying the fucking price for it, right? So should they have to pay the price because there was a threat against the U.S. and we reacted? Does that make sense to you?
I thought
that should happen and they should be happy about it? Should they be happy about it? Is that what?
I'm trying to have this conversation without getting into justification because you said that part's not important.
But you keep trying to. But you keep trying to
I'm
say
not. I've
justifying
stopped
the
doing
war in
that.
support of
I'm
the
not
war and
anymore.
shit.
I'm talking
What?
solely about the prices have gone up.
Okay, which is a cause and effect of the war. Had Israel and the U.S. not done what they done, right?
Your
Right.
prices would be lower. And now they're not
Everything would
because
be
U.S.
not
and
my
Israel
prices.
did do what
You
they
keep
did. So
saying
now your
my
prices are
prices.
higher. But
Prices
where does
everywhere.
the conversation go from there? Because you don't want to talk about any other part of it. So yes, you are correct. I agree with you. The prices were lower 3 months ago, and now they're higher. What else is there to talk about? If you don't want to talk
So
about
what
the
he's trying.
reason,
So the
the
point. Your point
justification,
was
the possibilities, the other options they had, if all of that is off the table,
okay.
the
But your
only thing
issue
left
was
to
when
talk
he
about
said
is
people were
yes,
getting
I
poorer.
agree, the prices are
You
higher.
asked how people were getting poorer, right? Right. That was when African said
I don't
people were
remember
getting
asking
poorer.
that.
You asked how people will get. How does people getting poorer really? That was your thing, and then we were saying cause and effect. And
I
you
don't
went on this
remember
whole
asking why
tangent
people are getting
about
poor.
support and justifying the fucking war. Well, all we were trying to say is people are. It's costing people more due to the U.S. actions in Iran. That's because it's the cause and effect of war. Love it or hate it, it's the cause and effect of it. It has nothing to do with feelings. It all has to do with
See, you're
reality.
bringing the war back into it again because you're putting it on the U.S. decision to preemptively strike Iran instead of Iran itself. So now there's no way to have this conversation without getting into justifications for the war itself. If it's only about the economy, then you wouldn't be saying stuff like it's because of the U.S. You yourself are bringing in justifications when you do that.
Okay, so if you want to say because of the threat, right? So the threat. But once again, though, a lot of American people don't see the actual justification because it
But
was only
that's
a
not
threat.
important because we're not talking about justification.
Instead of beefing up security or like doing a proper operation of surveillance and shit and then catching them in the act type shit like we have in the past, like
See,
it's
you're
really
trying to have two conversations. You're trying to have one conversation where we don't talk about any of that, but then you keep bringing that into
well,
it.
I mean, I'm trying
You're
not
like,
to, but
none of
you
that's
keep talking,
important.
bringing
It's
it up,
not
so
what
it
I'm
leads me
talking
back
about.
to it.
And then every other sentence, you start bringing those threads into the conversation. So if the only thing that's affecting you are the prices, I've already acknowledged that. Where does the conversation go from there? If we can't be about any of the war stuff, what else is the point of your conversation or the big picture of it?
That it's cost that okay. So when Africans said people get poorer, right? The whole point got because you asked how people were
I
getting
never
poorer.
asked why. I
Yes,
never
you
asked
said
why.
how.
I
You
understand.
said
I
how.
understand
You said
why
how,
prices
not
are
why.
going up. I
Why are
never
people? You
asked
said
why
how
people
are
are getting
people?
poor. African tried to lay it on the actions and the decisions the U.S. took instead of Iran.
But that's
That's
how a
what I
lot of
started
people
pushing
look
back
at it.
again. Not the reason people are getting poor.
But that's how a lot of people look at it, though, is
Well,
because
that's
of it.
not how I was looking at it. And I don't
Okay,
represent those people, so I don't even know how I got pulled into this
but you're
conversation.
not the majority of people. You're not the average American either, Jeff.
Do you consider? Are you representative of the average American?
I feel like yeah, because I
So
mean I'm
are
married.
most average
I'm married.
Americans like
Look,
you,
and
where
reason
they
I
don't
say
really
that is because
care
I'm
about the
married.
reason, they just care of what's happening at the gas pump?
What?
Are most Americans like you in that they don't care about the intricacies of the reasons that were involved? They just care about what's happening at the gas pump and with the groceries.
Yes, a lot of people are pissed off that because it's not justified in a lot of people's minds. Since you want to talk about
We're not getting into justify. You said you can't talk about justification and then complain that
but
I'm talking about
we're talking about
justification.
cause and effect, though.
It's
So
hard
what
to
I'm
do
trying to
that
say,
without
okay,
getting
so
into
let me.
justification
I won't
or
use the word
action.
justification. I won't use, since we're talking about cause and effect, I won't use the word justification. All right. So, since there was no action taken against the U.S., right? People are having a hard pill, swallowing that pill of retaliation on a preempted strike in today's climate, right? Right? So with that, people don't really think that was whatever, right? Most people. And I say most because like most people are fucking Democratic on that shit. So like, and there's a few Republicans and shit. But anyways, that's not here or there. Anyways,
Do
I don't know.
you
I'm just so
believe
over this
that if
conversation. I'm so
do you
over it. Holy
believe
fuck.
that if Iran had done an attack and we lost some of our military, do you believe that would change people's opinion? Like, are people
Yes,
expected
I
to,
do.
to
I
take a
do
loss
believe, and I'm
first
under the firm
before they
thing.
understand it and support it? They would have to lose soldiers first. Is that what you're saying?
Look, and I'm not saying people like 9/11. People weren't happy about prices going up, but they understood and could
Because
justify
there
it.
were enough
Oh,
dead
not
bodies.
justify it. They understood the reaction due to an action, right?
So
You know what I
they
mean?
have to
They
see
understood
dead
the
bodies first.
consequence
And
to it. They understood that because of the consequences of what had happened to them, right? Their minds could wrap around the fact that, all right, prices have gone up. But doesn't mean that they liked the fact, doesn't mean that old timers weren't bitching about the fact that gas had gone up to over a fucking dollar, whatever, you know what I mean? And fucking like, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean they didn't fucking bitch about that shit happening. I'm not saying that didn't happen. What I'm saying is people understood, though, there was an action. People understood there was an action against us. So therefore, there was an equal and opposite reaction. And from that equal and opposite reaction, there was a consequence of an equal and opposite reaction to that, which was inflation due to a war, which has always happened. But in the same time, wars do sometimes stimulate the economy. So it did help. It did bring the American people together in 9/11. This one, though, a lot of people are having due to today's climate and political climate and mass media and all that shit, right? And the diehards that don't see no middle ground, right? It's just very, very hard for them to wrap their head around what I don't know. I'm over it, man. I'm over this conversation.
oh,
Holy
I thought
fuck.
you wanted to. You were the one that brought it up. I don't have to have the
Well,
conversation.
no. We spun it off into fucking an hour and a half fucking conversation about cause and effect that you still don't really understand, but we'll just go with it.
What
why
don't I
people-
understand?
Well, that you don't understand that how somebody can't wrap their head around an action for
I mean, you're right. I guess I don't understand that.
a reaction to an action that was never an action on.
Do you think that the average
I'm
ordinary
trying to not
American?
use the word justification. So, but since we're using cause and
Yeah, I
effect
don't
in
understand why people don't understand. You're right about that. Because if they used a little bit of curiosity and research, they could easily understand. But do you think that the average American person that you're
No
describing,
shit. I never said we were invaded. So what the fuck are they talking about?
Leggy, do you think the average American person could use their imagination and imagine that perhaps we prevented another 9/11 so that instead of waiting for a 9/11, if we act first, we could avoid having a 9/11 for them to actually see that's concrete enough for them to support?
Okay. But in
Would that make
today's
sense?
climate, right? In the landscape of today's climate, with as much mistrust as there is, right? Right? Without there being an action taken against us, the American people have a hard time wrapping their head around it and understanding the reactions to the action.
So they
Like,
need
don't
to see
understand
the
how-
actual
They don't
tragedy first.
understand the outcome to the problem. at the end of the flow chart. Like they're trying to connect the dots of how that was the correct path. Like, and so when you can't do that, and your mind can't, and you're somebody that can, and I'm not whatever, but if you can't detach your mind from it and whatever, like I see your point 100%. Like it is better sometimes to react than to wait. But at that point, though, you have to prove to the American people without a shadow of a doubt that there was no other option. And I think the
Well,
U.S.
there
has
were
failed
other
to do
options.
that.
We could have waited and not done anything, but that was not the best
But my
option that
point
we
is
thought.
they have failed to show us the true, like, you know what I mean? They haven't showed us enough information other than what they said
How
to
come
really.
how come I was able to find some of the information, and I just
What do
got
you
off of
mean?
Twitter?
But there's not a lot of information, and Twitter's your new, really, Twitter, X, really, you trust everything you see on that
You
shit.
you don't think people can post sources on Twitter the same
Okay,
as they can in a news
but what
article?
sources? Okay, so what sources are they from? And they gotta be validated fucking sources, not some fucking hosh posh fucking one man can crazy hair in a room fucking somewheres in their basement in Arkansas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not some.
What about the Pentagon intelligence that we had?
Okay, so the Pentagon. So what did the Pentagon say? That there was a threat.
In this single tweet, these are the sources I'm looking at: CNN.com, AP News, GovInfo, Security.org, IranInternational.com, Euronews. So these are a lot of news organizations. FDD.org. And then I haven't checked the actual articles because I bet these articles are going to have primary sources in them. And that's a good balance of sources. Like, it's not just like one type of news.
So, but what did they say though?
About the intelligence that we had about these strikes.
Yeah. What was the intelligence? What did they say?
That Iran was going to attack us if Israel struck.
Okay,
that our military
so that's
was
what
at
they
risk.
said. That's the narrative that they've put out, correct? Right?
That Iran put out or that we put out?
No. That the U.S. put out on X, right? That there was a
No, this
threat.
did not come from the U.S. This is just a random tweeter, but he compiled some sources.
So once again, it's some random tweeter that's put some shit together that he's read and come up with his own theory.
Right, so we can focus on the sources themselves, not necessarily who put them together, because we have the sources.
Okay.
In fact, one of them is a letter.
See, this is where
letter informing Congress of action taken consistent with the War Powers Resolution, Public Law 93-148 from Trump himself, explaining his decision. It's a letter to Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House of Representatives. I write to apprise you of military action taken on February. So this is a letter that Trump put out explaining his decision.
Okay, so get to it, and there's going to be a lot of fluff and a lot of big words, try to make it sound fucking more extravagant and all that shit. I know how it works. I've seen this shit all the time. I took a tech.
Okay, one of the reasons Iran remains one of the largest, if not the largest, state sponsors of terrorism in the world.
So it's a big state terrorism supporter.
Yeah, it's always been one of our strategic targets.
Which, I mean, I understand that. I'm not stupid. I was in the service. I do understand that.
Despite the administration's repeated efforts to achieve a diplomatic solution to Iran's malign behavior, the threat to the United States and its allies and partners became untenable. Accordingly, and at my direction on February 28, 2026, United States forces conducted precision strikes against numerous targets within Iran, including ballistic. So he lists all the targets they struck. No ground forces were used. The mission was planned and executed in a manner designed to minimize civilian casualties. Although the U.S. desires a quick and enduring peace, it is not possible at this time to know the full scope and duration. So Trump himself in this letter never promises a particular timeline.
But this
He
was
says we
after it
expect it
already
to be
happened.
quick,
And
but it's
they
too
had
soon
already
to tell.
But it was
He
released, though,
communicated all
Jeff.
this.
Jeff, though, you have to look at when it was released, and it was released after they retaliated against us. Just saying. It wasn't released when they did it. It was after we did it, and then they retaliated. That's when that come up.
It was on March 2nd. And it says he's providing this report as part of his effort to keep Congress fully informed.
What you've been spewing out, right, and saying, right, that there was a threat. That's not what you just read in that letter. Nowhere's in that letter did it say, well, Israel was going to do it, and they said that. See, now you read something.
This is just one letter, Leggy. I'm going through the sources. A lot of this was coming from the Pentagon's intelligence. Do you believe the Pentagon, or you think they were lying? Or do you think Iran was lying?
But
you don't think Iran
you were
would
going
have
off
struck
of that one guy, though. Now you're going off of what?
No, I'm not going off of this one guy. I just listed 10 different sources that I'm slowly going through.
Okay, but they're all going to show you the same letter.
I don't know.
I mean, that was their official release. I mean, that's what
okay,
the news comes
from. Do you not trust me? Do you not trust me to comb through sources?
I read this letter. I know what you're talking about. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm just stoned right now. So, like, I am fucking, like, kind of and some shit. So, like...
Well, it sounds like you either don't trust me, you don't trust the Pentagon, or you don't trust Iran. But there's something about this that you don't trust that's being communicated accurately.
Hold on. Time out. 5 seconds. Hold on. You keep chopping this up to me when my argument's been the average American. I've been trying to make this...
But you also...
Because it is the average American person. Like, I'm not stupid. Like...
I'm not saying you're stupid.
I'm not saying, like,
I never said you were stupid.
Like, but the average American, the actual family fucking American that has a family, that works a 9 to 5, that fucking busts their fucking ass for a living, like, that's not fucking a multi-millionaire that already has a mansion and a yacht and shit, right? This is real world shit that affects people. Like, it's not feelings like you keep trying to say, and it's not just me. In reality, Jeff, it's you, but just on a smaller scale because it's just you. You live a very minimal life. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have children that live there. You might have pets, but I don't think if you do, it's not like you have a shit ton of pets.
No, I don't have pets.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're a single gay man that lives in fucking Washington State. Like, you know what I mean?
What does that have to do with anything?
And you're stuck. Hold up. And you don't. So you're living up there, and you live in a very small, because you don't see all the other shit because you're not around it. Like, you know what I mean? You're not around. I'm just saying that's where you live. Like, it doesn't really have anything to do with it. But what I'm trying to get at, you worry about yourself. So when you only have yourself to worry about, you don't really see the bigger picture of the inflation and all that, because it really ultimately only affects you minutely. Because, like, you can go to McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Subway, Quiznos, whatever the fuck you have, right? Fucking Applebee's, Chili's, right? $20, you can get a pretty good fucking meal, right? Right? And $20, right? So now, before to make maybe that same meal at home, right? That you would go to a restaurant and get, like, a steak, the potatoes, the corn, and like, you know, whatever the fuck the weird sides are. They give you, like, the breadstick shit, right? To do that at home now, it's a third more, right? Because a lot of people used to do it. So it's like one of these options where, okay, now when you got to pay a third more on each person's meal, that becomes, now you're buying almost essentially for, like, a family of 5 like mine, you're essentially buying almost for 2 more people every fucking meal now. Like, you get my point? Like, it's very minute to you. So the cause and effect is very small to you. And you don't see the cause and effect. But a normal person, an average person, not a normal person, normal's the wrong word. An average person in my mind that has a family, and I do believe statistics will back this up. An average family, their life has increased. A family of 3, 4, 5. Like my parents, I have this conversation with my dad all the time because he knows what I make for money. My dad gets on me all the time. He goes, "How do you not have more money saved than what you do?" I go, "Dad, do you not understand how much it is to raise a family?" Yes, it was my decision. Like, that's my decision. That's the cause and effect of my decision. You know what I mean? It's because now I got to pay more because shit's going up. Like, that's a cause and effect in its whole separate self. Like, you know what I mean? A flow chart that could tie into that other flow chart if said be, right? So, but it's like a lot of what ifs if I didn't do this type shit. But anyways, that's not here or there. That's off the point. But like, for a person that works a 9 to 5 or just a normal shift, let's not even say that, just a normal 8-hour shift, you're full time, maybe 5 to 6 if you're a part time person, right? 4 if you're really low hours, right? Those people now have to, because of this thing that they don't understand, right? And a lot of people don't understand it, they got to now take money from other places, right? Which now is causing people to deplete their savings that they had, which is causing people to get poorer in a sense because they're taking extra money and they have to figure out places. It's not just me, right? And it has nothing to do with feelings about being upset, but it's the reality of things. People have to take other money, love it or hate it. It don't matter if you're mad about it or you. The reality is you still got to take money from other places and find that extra money, right? When shit goes up, you have to always make extra money to make it go up. That's why the price of clams is very important, right? It sucks to know that a month and a half ago, price of clams was $4.50, right? I've showed you my checks, right? Now the price has gone down, and now because of that, because there's more people digging, the weather's slowly starting to get cause and effect of that, the price has gone down, right? That's a whole separate issue on itself. But because of that, right, the same amount of money is not there. So now with the rise in prices, I'm now still trying to cover up and make up for the lost money that I'm losing off of the clams. Now I also got the money, the extra money going out the window for the extra on the bread, the milk, the eggs, the cheese, the lunch meat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just staples, because that shit has to be trucked. Produce, apples. Like, I paid $2.50 for fucking what are they? Pink ladies or golden whatever. They're
That's
usually
how
like
much they are here.
$1.70.
$2.49 a pound.
They were like $1.75 like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Like, I'm not even
The
joking.
Dutch
That's
crisps are still $1 something, but they're
what I'm
usually
trying to get
older.
at. They were like $1 something like 2 weeks ago, and
Wow.
they were that price for like a long fucking time, right?
Yeah, apples here, and
A
we
long
grow
time.
apples. This is the apple state. We grow apples here, and the average price is about $2.50 or higher.
But that's because everything still costs more. You're still taking more to ship it. It costs more to pay people, right? Now you got to pay people more money. So the corporation, see how this works? Now you got to pay, the corporation's got to pay people more money to work the same fucking job, ultimately. Like here in Maine, they raised, like, it's just the way shit is. Because of inflation. Like, it's just, it happened. So what do? Tariffs, right? When tariffs go on, what do? They pass the cost on to the consumer. They don't eat the cost. They pass it on to the consumer. So therefore, we get fucked in the long run. It has not, once again, it has nothing to do with love it, hate it. It's just the plain fucking reality of it. It has nothing to do with your political views. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just how it is. It's the cause and effect of everything going on in the world. Let's just say that. It's the cause and effect of everything going on in the world, and it's all fucked up, and none of it's really, ultimately, nothing going on in the world is ultimately really justified. It's all just a fucking bunch of people fucking trying to measure who has a bigger fucking dick and wants more fucking land, more money. Ultimately what it is, it's just greed that fucking plays a role in it ultimately, no matter what. If it's fucking dictatorship or it's fucking non-dictatorship, communist, non-communist, it has nothing to do with, ultimately, it's all fueled by money and greed and fucking beliefs. So like, it is what it is, and anybody that thinks I'm fucking lying or wants to say, Leggy, you're a fucking moron, well, you live under a fucking rock and don't see the fucking the bigger fucking picture of the whole world fucking scope.
What's the big dick size? Is the big picture?
That's all you got out of it, dick size, really?
Well, I'm trying to figure. It's everything you described. Just sounds like life in the modern world. It's been that way since I was born. That's just called the economy. That's everything affects everybody, and prices reflect that accordingly. So the only new factor in the current situation is the war.
And whoever said I thought cooking at home is cheaper, that's what I was saying. It was cheaper. What I'm saying is that $20 meal Jeff could go buy at the store, right? The thing. I could go to the fucking home and cook and it'd be cheaper. I just use that, Jeff, as an example. Go and eat, whatever. I'm just saying. I can make that cheaper at home, and now it's cost me more because of it. That was my argument. But anyways,
Well, I mean, would it
digress.
make a difference if we had another 9/11 and that's why prices were up? Would that make people feel any differently? Probably not.
I mean, but I don't want that, and nobody wants that. So, like, to even be like, well, would that make you feel better? That's just in my mind an ignorant thing to even say. Because why would you wish that or want that? Like, that's not even cool to say. Like, it was a fucked up thing for them to fucking do. So, like, anybody that would wish it or want it, see, once again, you're going back to justification for it. Because, like, it has
because you
nothing to
keep
do.
saying that prices are going up and everybody's frustrated because they can't go to Applebee's, and that's because of the
Oh my
war.
fucking words! I'm
And
not
that they
saying
don't
because they can't go
understand
to
because it's too
Applebee's.
abstract.
Holy
And I'm
fuck,
saying if we
man!
had an actual 9/11, would they understand better and say,
Okay,
okay,
like you
I
have
know
to be
now why I
fucking
can't
with
afford
me,
Applebee's, but it's
right?
cool with
Right?
this
You're
horrible
fucking with
thing
me,
happened.
right? Like you really don't
No.
think I said that people are mad that they can't go to Applebee's. Like you possibly can't truly think that was my whole argument.
Well, that was
Or
one of
that
the
was any
examples that
point I
you
tried to
gave.
make.
You
Did you
gave that
really
as an
think I
example.
actually
That's why
tried
I'm
to
using
make
it.
that point that people can't go to Applebee's? I was using it as an comparison. Like the meal that you could go buy Jeff could go buy for $20 at
Like, I
Applebee's,
have
right?
less money than you do. You said you could
Holy
make
fuck!
almost six figures.
You're not getting
spending.
my. See, once again, you're not getting the. It's an analogy. It's a hypothetical. It's not. You really are doing it. I'm just using it as a hypothetical. You go to Applebee's. That's it. They got a fucking hell of a fucking combo platter that you want from Applebee's. You want that fucking two for 18 deal. That fucking you want that sweet fucking chicken mac and cheese and the fucking ribs or something. Like, you know what I mean? By the way, I go to Applebee's a lot, so that's not a
I haven't
fucking
been
issue.
in decades.
That honey pepper fucking chicken mac and cheese they got, I fucking love it. And my wife gets the fucking breadsticks and shit all the time. So trust me, that's not.
Maybe we can
I'm
get a
not mad about
sponsorship.
not being able to go to Applebee's. And I actually like Chili's better than Applebee's. But
I,
that's
I
not
got a
here nor
Whopper the other day. It was over $9 for just the Whopper.
Exactly. It's cause and effect.
I can't afford that.
I'm just saying cause and effect. It's cheaper to go to the grocery store, but you're still paying more in the long run than what you
Right.
would.
It's
So
cause
what
and
I'm trying to
effect,
say,
and the
if you make your
cause
budget
is
based on the
the
grocery store prices, and then all of a sudden that average goes up, right?
because of the
Where are you going to
war.
get
That
the
is the
extra money from?
cause. That is the cause. That's affecting everything. Is what's going on in Iran.
Exactly.
But I'm saying,
And that,
what if it was a 9/11 instead? What if that was the cause instead of
I
whatever's
mean,
happening over there?
that
Would it
still has
make any
nothing to do with
difference?
people. Still wouldn't be happy about it, but they could wrap their head around the idea of it being okay more in that scenario, like they did in 9/11. People weren't happy about it, like I said, but it is what it is. They especially the older people. The older you were, the less unhappy you were about it. The younger you were, the less unaffected you were by it, because it becomes more normal to you than not. But then when that normal gets fucked up, right, and things start to change, and it's a big difference. Big difference.
Well, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole Saudi thing, not laws, honestly. That one that that one does that the whole Saudi thing does kind of throw me for a fucking loop. Cause like I know they tried to buy they wanted to buy WWE. I know that's why WrestleMania next year is going to Saudi Arabia, because they paid like $40 billion just for that. And like they pay them an outrageous amount of money to come there 4 times a year anyways. The Saudis do. Like they just throw money at these American corporations and they can't fucking say no to it. So that's really the whole biggest thing there, which once again, it's all about greed. Like, you know what I mean? Because like WWE, when they first went to Saudi, it was like, fuck the female wrestlers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then there was all kinds of weird shit that happened when they first went there the first fucking time. So it is what it is. And like them going to fucking Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay. Well, we agree then, not lost. Good. That's enough of a reason for me. That's what I'm saying. You want to wait for them to escalate to something more than what I think is already justifiable. Thankfully, the Pentagon, and the leader of our military agree.
I mean, I just don't understand. Saudi Arabia is just as big of a threat to the U.S. as fucking any other country, and we're there lovey-dovey with them. So
I don't know if they support the terrorism that Iran does, and they weren't threatening to do anything to us if Israel attacked them, and Israel wasn't trying to attack them, so they were doing something.
go to Saudi Arabia and walk around and fucking with our American flag and see what the fuck happens to you, buddy. Just because you're from America don't mean you go around
I
saying,
had my
hey,
my
I'm from America.
my
Because
stepdad's brother, his whole family lived in Saudi Arabia for years. They worked for the oil companies there, and they would come back and visit and bring us souvenirs. We had a Saudi Arabian costume, the clothing they wear, all of that stuff. They were fine. They were Americans living over there.
I'm not. There's a difference between people that go over there to these corporation towns and shit where these corporations are. A lot of times people aren't fucking shitholes to the hand that feeds them, right? So if that corporation's there, these contractors are there, and right, there's usually probably good jobs in that area, a lot of traffic, a lot of opportunities. Probably not a lot of
Riyadh,
whatever, but you get into these smaller, not smaller, but you get into not the places where like there's embassies or shit, like tourist shop and whatever. Like you get into these other parts of the city and shit, you might experience something different over there. That's all I'm trying to say. It all depends on where you are.
That can happen in Mexico too.
Just saying. I'm fucking Mexico. I mean, but that's not a country. That's a organization within the country, which is a little bit different than an actual state.
What Mexico is?
What? No. The cartel, the people, they're not an actual. It's an organization.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about the cartels necessarily. I'm just talking about the people in Mexico in general. the gangs, the crime. But do you think if there was an American in Saudi Arabia and the Saudis did something to him, that America wouldn't respond? Of course they would.
Ba-bup, ba-bup, ba-bup.
Well, is there is there anything else you want to talk about?
No. I was kind of hoping fucking Phil or somebody would pop up in this conversation. 'Cause I
Yeah,
feel
I
like,
wanted Nick to come back. He came and he started this great conversation about men and what they need, and then he evaporated. We
whatever.
never
Maybe
seen
it
him
was
again.
me. I don't fucking know. I feel like
Uh,
me and you went on that thing and Plastic's like, fuck this, I'm out here.
Mostly you.
Well,
I'm
whatever.
I mean, yeah, it's you were
You
hot.
just hard-headed and didn't understand what I was trying to debate. You kept trying to talk about
I'm still not sure I
justifications and
completely
cause.
understand, to be honest. I
What do
don't
you?
know
How
other
do
than
you not understand cause and effect, Jeff?
I don't understand why you think I don't. That's what you're so
Because you
caught up
just
on
said
cause
I
and
don't
effect, and that
understand,
wasn't
fully
even the
understand.
conversation.
That was what just come out of your mouth there, sir.
And I kept asking you over and over, what is the effect and the cause that you're talking about? You said it's the economy. And I'm like, yes, I get it. I understand that. I said that a billion
Yeah,
times.
but
I don't know
then
what
what
you
I'm
think
trying to
I'm
get
confused
at though
about.
is cause and effect, which is so. And then I've given you so much other examples of cause and effect, like, and it all could tie into it. Like as I said, where's that money gonna come from, Jeff? Well, some people, right? If they can't come to ends meet, they might take matters in their own hand, might go fucking try to rob off a fucking grandma, take a necklace and go pawn it, or doesn't mean it has to be a violent crime where they actually go rob somebody at gunpoint. Like you can go steal from a fucking family member. Drug addicts do it all the fucking time. Like you know what I mean? So when you're desperate for things and you're in desperate times, people do desperate fucking shit. Like that's the reality of it. So when not everybody does that shit and will turn to it, but it does increase because it causes and affect people stressing, and it's just a big circle, a big fucking circle jerk in the long run of cause and effect
I
that
just
just
don't understand why
it's
you
just a
don't
big
think I
chain.
understand
It's
that.
just a big chain reaction of everything that had happened from this war, from the start of this war. It's all it is, and it's just one big chain, and it happened because of this shit. Like price of gas was going down, and then all of a sudden this happened, and it went. Phew! So
Well, I don't know why the emphasis is so much on the US's role in all this and not Iran's. Because none of this would have happened at all but for Iran. So
but
I would
you
stop the
can't say
buck
that.
there and
You
not
can't
on
say
us.
but if for when there was no actual definite but if for. That
Yes,
was
there
like
were. We
the
started to get
state's
into that, but
evidence
then you
with
said you're
Karen
not
Reed.
interested in the justification, so I left
Right?
it
That's
alone.
like Massachusetts with Karen Reed. Well, but if for she was the only one there, so it had to be her, even though there was no evidence. And her and
I'm sorry,
John,
I don't know
but
who you're talking about. I don't know that.
I'm
You
just,
bring up these
it was a
Massachusetts
court case
cases
that
all the
happened. I'm
time, but
just
I don't
saying,
follow them.
this was the state's, it was just the state's act. But therefore, there if for, it's like, no, there was no but if for anything. You guys try to fabricate, and it's just, you can't use that statement, but if therefore. Like,
Yes, I
you can't
can,
do that.
and I used it
No,
accurately.
because but if for Iran, if Israel and Iran didn't have fucking issues, then and didn't drag us into it, that's the ally
Well, Iran
they were
drug us
referring
into it.
to was
Iran
Israel.
drug us into it.
Not that you know what I mean. That was the ally they were referring to. It was Israel, not fucking like France or England or it was Israel. It was because what Israel told them that had happened. And then Israel told them, the U.S., hey, don't get involved and don't let Israel bomb us because if you do, this is what's going to happen.
Well, we're
Right?
not responsible for Israel.
So really, ultimately, it's all Israel's fault. Ultimately. How's that? How's them apples? Try to tell me how it's not when they're as much involved in this war, at least initially.
Well,
Maybe
if
not now,
Israel
but
is
initially.
if Israel is the target of all of this terrorism that Iran is sponsoring, then Iran is ultimately the aggressor, not Israel.
But but there would be no threat.
So I
on the
think
US. But your
the
whole
correct
argument was
position is
because
Iran should
Iran
not be
threatened.
sponsoring
No.
terrorism.
Hold up. You said because we bombed out. You can't fucking move the goalpost here now. You said the reason we bombed them first was because they said if Israel bombs us, we're gonna bomb you.
Yeah,
That's essentially what you said. Am I right?
something that's my understanding of the intelligence that we have
Right?
from the Pentagon.
So therefore, it is Israel's fault because they wanted to bomb Iran first.
Yeah, but why did
Iran
Israel want
wasn't
to bomb
actively
Iran?
attacking them.
Just out of an act of aggression, they were trying to initiate warfare, or was it in response to
Iran
acts
was
that
not
Iran
attacking
took? That's
them
what I'm saying.
at the
The
time.
ultimate locus for all of this is Iran and the decisions and choices they're making. If Iran were not making any of these decisions and choices, none of these other countries would have to be responding to
so
this.
let's go back. When we went
You're letting Iran
so
off the
initially
hook.
after 9/11, right?
They are
we were
the
okay.
bad actor.
Then when we went into Iraq, right, and they had weapons of mass destruction, and we had to go get fucking not Saddam Hussein, but Saddam. Yeah, Saddam. No. Yeah. Saddam Hussein. Right? When
Well,
we
I
had to
was
go,
talking about
when we
Iran.
went and got Saddam Hussein because there was weapons of mass destruction, right? There was no weapons of mass destruction found, right? Remember that? No weapons of mass destruction found. That's when
Well, do
we
you want
started to
Saddam Hussein back? I think it
hold
was a
on,
good thing that we got him.
hold up. The whole justification of it was weapons of mass destruction. Ultimately, there was never any weapons of mass destruction. We got it. We got a nasty, horrible person out of power, right? Right. We got it, and that was okay because we still had the bitter taste of terrorists in our mouth because of 9/11. But the fact that there was no actual weapons of mass destruction ever found, that's when disapproval started to happen, right? That's when the numbers dropped. When it come out that there was no weapons of mass destruction ever found. Like this isn't no bullshit. Like this is
What does that have to do with Iran and what I said about Iran being a bad actor?
because you think just because we're at
Do
war.
you think
or
Israel was
something that we
picking a
need to
fight
be
with
okay
Iran,
with it.
or that Iran was picking a fight with Israel and they were responding?
But your argument is because we're at
That
war, we
matters.
need to
It matters
we
who
need to
the
be okay
aggressor
with the
is.
fact that we're at war no matter why.
No, I didn't never said no matter what. I never said that. Now who's moving what?
I mean, it's ultimately what you said, though.
No, I
you're
never
saying
said no matter
that
what.
we needed to do it because of this. Well, no, we needed
Yes,
to
for
talk and say.
specific reasons, not no matter what.
So, what was Israel's reasons for wanting to bomb them? Do we know that?
Let me see
What
if
was
I can find
Israel's
it.
reasons for
I
wanting
suspect
to
it has something
initiate
to
a
do with
military action?
Iran or one of their proxies. Because they did that, what is it, Operation Hebrew Hammer or something earlier? Nuclear fears, proxy wars, and decades of rivalry. So it looks like Iran was escalating tensions that they were already experiencing for years. Let me check this other source. Israel believed Iran was a threat to its security. Partly, it was their possibility of achieving a nuclear weapon, which was also one of our reasons.
Which, by the way,
It was
who
their
gave?
support of the
Hey,
Houthis,
hey,
Hezbollah, and
by the way,
Hamas, which
who gave
all
Iran?
directly
Hey,
attacked
hey,
Israel.
who initially gave Iran the ability to do it? Oh,
I have no idea.
horrible deal. The horrible Iranian missile deal. Loose man, quiet down. So, like, really, the nuclear weapon? That's kind of by
So yeah, it's what I said. It's the
Obama's fault.
proxy terrorism, the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas, which can be traced back to Iran, and then their possibility of achieving a nuclear weapon. And remember, we were in negotiations. Trump was in negotiations with them for a while, and they weren't cooperating. They weren't giving us the deals he was trying to get. So they had the opportunity to do it diplomatically.
Well, as I said, so you still gotta now if you want to talk about support or whatever, you still gotta convince the masses of America like
No,
you
I
did in
don't.
9/11 that it's justified. That
I
you
don't.
have to convince them
Trump does,
without a
and
shadow
Congress
of a doubt,
does, and
and
Jeff does not.
without a response or an action, there's no way you're gonna do it. Like you would have to your point, yes, you would have to have, and I've said this for a long time, in order to get America to come together, right? You have to have something like that, like what happened prior happen again. There's the only way it would happen, right? Or like a Pearl Harbor. Like you would need something major to happen on U.S. soil, which I hope it doesn't. Don't have fucking guys.
It kind of
No.
bothers me, and I'd like to think more of Americans that they need an actual attack before they understand things. That they can't understand preemptive defense. That every
It has
single
nothing to do
time
with
we have to
preemptive
have
defense, though, in this
casualties
case,
and
though.
dead bodies
It has
before
to
the
do with-
light bulb goes off in Americans' heads because we're that dense.
But
They can't
look at
understand
how.
that
But
putting
look at the
effort into
culture that
preventing
social
something like
media
that from
has
happening
made.
in the first place is even more worthy of an effort
But
than letting
Jeff,
it happen and then
look
responding.
at how soft, right? This goes back to the dude's point. Look at how soft people have become nowadays, right? You
How
got
what?
one or two things nowadays. You got somebody that believes everything they read on the fucking on the internet for their news source, right? Or you got somebody that thinks outside the bubble and kind of reads a little bit of everything and kind of talks and can see talking points on both sides. Like that's really the only two sides there is. Well, three sides. You got extreme rights, you got extreme lefts, and then you got people that are in the fucking middle. And I think the people
Radically
that are in the middle are the
So,
most level-headed people out of everybody
yes,
because
I agree.
they can think critically. You know what I mean? I think people that like my mother-in-law, she sticks to every fucking word the media says, like, and because she's anti-Trump all the way. So anything that has to do with discouraging anything about Trump, she's fucking yeah. Doesn't matter if it's true, if it comes out to be true or not. She's right on fucking board with it. People that fucking hated Biden, anything that has to do with Biden, fuck him, he's a fucking cocksucker, he's a dimensional. Then you got people that be like, all right, I could see why they did this, I could see why they did this, I could see why they tried this. Why the fuck are they doing this? Like, you know what I mean? Like me, I could see some of the shit Biden's doing. I was like, all right. But then the immigrants and shit. It's just like unreal. Don't open the fucking border. Close it. Like more security. Like limit it. Come on. Like better venting process. Make sure people do their shit. Like make sure they're productive members to our society, filling needs. Like you know what I mean? Let's get people in here because I'm a firm believer. Call me racist or not. I feel like anybody that is not from the United States and they are of color, they are a much better doctor. I'm dead serious. My wife's the guy that delivered my daughter, right? My wife's doctor, right? He's from fucking Like he grew up in some village in like middle of fucking Africa, right? Like he told me still, you can't understand the word the man says. He has like 22 kids. I'm not even fucking lying, right? One of the best doctors you ever fucking meet. Like I'm dead serious. So like I'm not saying immigrants shouldn't be here. I'm saying we need more immigrants that have productive skills, something that's useful, a trade, something valuable for this country. Not, we don't need more people coming here, having kids, living off of the state when our own people that are natural, that were born here, that they can trace their ancestries back generations. Like I understand eventually you're all immigrants, but eventually you become from that country. Like it doesn't matter how many ultimately you when a country's a country, you come from that fucking country. And I can you know what I mean? So like that certain point you gotta stop with that argument. Oh, our ancestors come here. Okay, yes, everybody were immigrants once upon a time, blah, blah, blah. But now you're not. That's why there's fucking laws. And even then, they still had to come through Ellis Island and shit to be here legally. So, well, one of the places. There's probably other places, but just saying, like, they still had to do shit. We need some more shit like Scarface where fucking these motherfuckers come in, they interrogate you. Hey, what this fucking tattoo for? Oh, well, we have intel that this tattoo means this. Like, we need that type of shit. Because we have that here with our own people, that certain tattoos are classified as gang tattoos or mean that you're this in a organization or something. Like, you know what I mean? Symbols. So, yeah. Yeah.
I don't disagree
I'm
with a
blowing
lot
your
of that.
mind today.
No, I'm trying to follow your mind. It's that must be you have a good sativa. Oops. All right. Well, I wonder if that's our show. All right, last call for open panel. I'm willing to keep it going. If anybody else,
That was
Yes, that
weird.
was a-
You booed me?
huh? No,
You
I thought you
booed me?
left.
No.
I
I was
asked you
here talking. Next thing I
if
know,
you
it
had
was
a
like
good
boo, boo, boo.
sativa today. If that was a sativa,
What?
and then you dropped.
I didn't even hear that. You asked me if it was.
Oh no, you said that's something about blowing my mind, and I said no. I was trying to follow your mind, and then I asked if you had been enjoying a good sativa today.
I don't know what I just smoked first. I don't know if it was a sativa or an indica. I didn't look.
It was a sativa. I can tell you that right now.
No, I don't. I'm about to
Promise
say no
you.
matter what.
No, it was at least 3 hours of sativa. Yeah. Well, you have anything else left in
Kids
there?
don't do drugs.
Yes, kids should not be doing drugs. You're right. I don't support kids doing drugs either. I didn't do drugs when I was a kid.
You do drugs now?
Are you there? I think your audio's fading out.
I'm here.
Okay, you're in the distance. Are you driving around?
No. I'm in my house.
Okay. I guess he's
I'll be right
taking a
back.
little bio break.
Don't go. Hold me, Sally. I'm coming.
What are you doing? Are you in the attic? The basement? Do they have basements in Maine?
Right now. Shake what your mama gave ya. Hey, yo. Hey, ho, ho, yeah, yeah, my motherfucker, yo. Jeff like little tiny butts, yeah. He's a twink, yeah. He likes some Twinkies, yeah. He's gonna dance, yeah, on that twink, yeah. There we go. Hi, Jeff.
All right.
You didn't deny it though.
Are you at your house?
Yes, I'm at my house.
Okay. Well, you say it like you're not driving around 90% of the time you on here. Of course I'm at my house.
Actually, I'm not driving around 90% of the time. I'm actually just sitting in my car 90% of the time.
Oh, okay. Well. Hey, are you doing? What are you doing for Easter? Do y'all do the Easter eggs and Easter bunny? And all that?
Yes, we're going to my mother-in-law's tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Did y'all dye eggs at least?
No, we didn't dye eggs this year.
You don't dye eggs?
No, I didn't do it this year. I actually forgot about it. And I didn't even, now you mention it, I didn't even see any fucking kits in the store to do it.
That's weird. And the kids are not saying anything like, Daddy, where's our Easter eggs?
I mean, the older girls are, they're 15 and 16. They
don't
get
care.
a chocolate bunny and a fucking $10, they're happy.
Oh, okay.
The little one, she's at my parents for the night, and then we're gonna pick her up tomorrow. And but my parents took, because I had to work and the wife had to work today, so they took her to go to the Easter egg hunt.
Oh, okay. So she is gonna get some kind of Easter activity. And is the
we did
Easter
eggs
bunny
like that,
passing
yeah.
at her
We didn't dye
grand-
none at home.
That's weird to me, not dyeing eggs for Easter. Or is the Easter bunny gonna pass at their house instead?
Oh,
Your grandpa?
well, I got something as a little one.
Oh, okay. From the Easter bunny.
Yeah. She'll get it when we get home now.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick her up in the morning when we head to my mother-in-law. So.
Right. Well, that sounds like a good day.
Hopefully. My mother-in-law is very anti-Trump. And I'm not like anti-Trump, but I'm not pro-Trump either. Like, as I said, I'm just kind of like, I voted
Is
for
she
Trump.
Trump
I'm not gonna
deranged?
lie. I voted for Trump. But like, I don't buy everything I just felt the two choices. Him or Kamala, I'd rather fucking go with Trump than her at that moment.
Yeah, I was not impressed with her either.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She didn't convince me that she was a good fit. She could have been different than Biden. You know what I mean? She could have come in, had a whole... Like, I think J.D. Vance, right? Right now, I think he's playing ball and shit, right? And kind of, because that's the role he's in. But I think if he runs for president, I think he may be a very different president than Trump. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him. I saw something about
I know his
Demon.
wife. I don't think his wife's a big Trump supporter. I feel like maybe he had spoken. I feel like at one point he might have spoken out. Oh, I can't remember now. 100%.
He said something recently about UFOs being demons, and that made me kind of do a double take on him.
Was it true, or was it like a fucking YouTube clip, Jeff? Was it some weird?
All the major news outlets are reporting it.
Well, is it news reports? Is it news sources, or somebody reading news sources and putting their own tweet out?
If we can find the actual quote.
Make sure it's from a news source, not a person. I say that, and fucking somebody from the news is just some random person, but they're not vented. They're not trusted by the American people.
He was in an interview, and somebody asked him about, "Are you going to release the UFO files?" He said, "We're working on it," and then the guy kept asking questions, and he said, "We'll get to the bottom of it." And then he says, "I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway."
Huh. Interesting.
So, and I'm trying to see if he expanded on it anywhere. Which people believe all kind of crazy stuff, but at the same time, I don't. It does kind of change the way I see him a little bit, because he seemed more sensible and grounded before that moment. He says, "I think that celestial beings who fly around, who would do weird things to people, I think that the desire to describe everything celestial, to describe it as, I wish we could find the interview. Every great world religion,
that quote there, that's still saying that every UFO. No. What he's trying to say is saying that they're angels or something like that. That they're more like demons than angels. He's very religious.
I'm trying to find the exact interview.
I thought when I got booted because I was talking. Maybe the universe thought I was they were listening. I thought maybe I was doing something. What it is.
Was it on Don Lemon?
I fucking definitely ain't going to trust anything from fucking Don Lemon. Fuck that cocksucker. That queer son of a bitch fucking. I hope he's fucking all kinds of penises.
I guess this is it. I'll play it.
It's all the UFO files.
We're working on it. It's funny. When I came in, I was obsessed with the UFO files. And then you start getting really busy worrying about the economy and national security and things like that. But I've still got 3 more years as vice president. I will get to the bottom of the UFO files.
Okay. Have you peeked? Have you done a peek?
Have I what?
Have you done a peek? Have you
So I actually haven't. I have
full
not.
Independence Day.
I have. I have not been able to spend enough time on this to really understand it. Yeah. But I am going to. Trust me. I'm obsessed with this. I've already had a couple of times where I'm like, all right, we're going to Area 51. We're going out to New Mexico. We're going to sort of get to the bottom of this. And then the timing of the trip just didn't work out. But trust me, anybody who's curious about this, I'm more curious than anybody. And I've got 3 years of the very, very tippy top of the classification. I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, so you haven't been to Area 51 yet?
Not yet.
Some people say they keep the UFOs in Ohio.
Hangar 18, Hangar 18, right? I've heard that as well. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we're waiting for it. We saw aliens.gov. We saw aliens.gov.
I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway, but that's a longer discussion.
Well, I can't let you go without a follow-up on that. Because Barack Obama is on this podcast and he goes, yeah, aliens are real, but like, here's where they're not. And,
I did not.
And so Obama says, yes, aliens he gets asked point blank, are aliens real? Oh, yeah. And then he goes, but they're not at Area 51. And
where are they?
Well, that's what he says. Right. That's a great question.
Trump had to
go save him, and he said he's going to declassify. Okay. So you think they're demons?
Well, look, I think that celestial beings who fly around, who do weird things to people, I think that the desire to describe everything celestial, everything is otherworldly, to describe it as aliens. I mean, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one that I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there, and there are things that are very difficult to explain. And I naturally go, when I hear about sort of extra natural phenomenon, that's where I go to, is the Christian understanding that, there's a lot of good out there, but there's also some evil out there. And I think that one of the devil's great tricks is to convince people he never existed.
I don't know if they cleared it up for me. The thing that bothered me most about it is that he's super curious about aliens and he's obsessed with them, but he's never bothered to take a single peek. That just doesn't make sense to me. If you're that curious and you have access to, you're in a position to access more information on it than any other, most humans on Earth, and you're just not motivated to look yet. That undercuts his credit. The whole thing was said in they were laughing and joking the whole time. I don't know what to make of that. But he didn't sound very serious about any of it. Like, he didn't sound like he was in a rush to find out if they're aliens, which is weird. If you really believe there's such a thing as aliens, to me, that's one of the top things you would want to go find out right away. So just his whole like laid back, casual attitude toward it all. All right, looks like we lost Leggy. I guess I'll wrap up. We've been going at this long enough. I'll go for a few more minutes and we'll make the 3-hour mark. And then I will send you on your way so you can enjoy your Easter, hopefully with your family, or I guess by yourself for those loners like me that can afford Applebee's and $9 Whoppers. 'Cause, hope you do something fun for Easter. Like I said, I have nothing planned. Yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting conversation. I wish some of our earlier guests had stuck around. Neurojack, I invite you back anytime. I would love to continue these conversations you bring up. You're right about edging me. You come on and you do a little bit of edging and then you drop off. Not cool. And I guess that's it. I really have nothing else to say. It's just going to bother me if I end before 3 hours. That's all. Maybe there's a video, a moose video or something. Wait, what is this? Oh. No, not that one. Nope, not really anything new there. I know what I can do. Let me see who else is streaming. And I can redirect you somewhere. Ooh, Don Don. Don Don's out. Why don't you go visit him? Don 3.16. He's a music show, and sometimes he panel dances. Let me set up a redirect. Oh. Actually, it looks like he's not set up to do that, but you know who is on? Confluence. He does open panels. Go to Confluence's channel, tell him I sent you, and ask him if he thinks aliens are demons. See what he says. He does religious type panels. That's right up his alley. So bring that topic to him, courtesy of me. Everybody, I will be out on Monday. I'm going to be talking about science. What is science and what is not science that people think is science? And why does it get so confused? When people say they don't trust science, what are they really talking about? Not trusting. And so we'll do that on Monday. Meanwhile, have a great Easter. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll see you Monday for science. All right, buddy. Take care. So, I might go hang out at Confluence. So let's go bring him the angel demon. Take care, everybody.